방해해주려고 왔습니다.
일단 탱크만 넣었어. 탱크만
조금만 더 오른쪽으로 갔으면 큰일 날 뻔했습니다 한 번에.
와, 지금 소수 교전으로 지금 엔투스 아프리카 플렉스 요리하고 있어요.
이거 케일이 온다는 거예요. 케일이. 케일.
진짜 오제네투스가 이런
더
배분하는 게
해결사 케일.
엄청난데요?
더 간다고요?
올라오면서 오히려 여러 가지 수를 다 차단하고 있습니다.
와, 한 번 더 해볼 수 있는 공간 자체가 있었는데 초합쯤에서 계속해서 저격해주면서 자리를 만들어내가요.
케일이 혼자 하고 있어. 케일이 혼자.
아니,
케일!
와,
진짜 쓰러지나요?
아니,
와! 에? Indonesia 有枪吗？
大家都在车上，什么意思？飙车！
哦，李叔是有枪的，Indonesia 没枪，他只能跑。
帅气这一枪。刚刚旁边好像有辆。
他就先去把那个摩托跑。哎，卡德维。
เราจะตอนยิงตัวปิวๆแล้วตอนมา
ว้าวว้าว
ลาสกอร์ส่งไปเม็ดเดียวเฮดช็อตแล้วไปสาดขึ้น
あ、これマルチサークルゲーミング来るか。
2人にせた3人抜き。
これ
そして
場所バレてるんじゃないかな。
中国代表マルチサークルゲーミングは
これ
笑ってる
入る。これジグレで
ジグレですか。
いや今持ってたんで、これ
なるほど
これで活気にまで入りますね。
ピアンバからの車線もさらに通っていました。耐えてくれ。うわサマー、これはタンクがサマーをぶっ飛ばした。これは日本代表と絶対本当バルトヘルさん何もしてないけど何もしていません。
Very unlikely. Oh my god, Orange, you lucky boy. Keep your head down, boy. Oh, dearie me. Did they see him? I don't know, but James is yeah, it looks like James is going to see him. There is not much playable area here. Oh my god, it's a mid-air.
Very confidently from here. Now, as you can see, the circle is not doing anybody any favors. Oh!
Solid nade onto Aliyah, but the vehicle is burning. Out of it we go, and it's time to run. Please don't crush him, no!
Hi, this is Annie of Weekly PCS. Did you enjoy watching the events in last week's PCS3? Now that we only have 1 week left, here are last week's highlights to get you caught up for the final week of PCS3. In Asia, PUBG Esports finished week 2 and first on the leaderboard. Their play reminded me of their performance at Charity Showdown earlier this year. PUBG was fighting back and forth with OG and Entus from Korea for the top spot. At the end of day 4, PUBG was Asia's first place team in the second week of PCS3. OG and Entus is still showing stable performance. However, if they lean into their explosive performance more, they definitely could be a team with a good chance of winning. Asia is highly contested and showing the fiercest competition among the 4 regions. The top 8 teams all scored over 100 points. Genji, the champion of PGC 2019, is still in 9th place, but fans saw a shining moment in Day 4 Match 1 when they scored a perfect chicken dinner, a throwback to the good old days. We're Alia Ghibli and 4AM are still bumping into each other sometimes, but both remain in the top 5, showing potential to win this event. Competition is more intense than ever in Asia. Which team will be crowned the PCS3 Asia champion? Let's see what happened in North America in week 2. Guadalajara Gaskins showed remarkable performance, earning 106 points in the second week. They quickly moved up to 2nd place. In the last match of day 4, Gaskins got 18 kill points and the chicken dinner, widening the gap with Oath, who sits in 3rd place. This team might sound new, but Nikus and Honey Badger have each played in the OC and NA regions, while Bostic is a veteran player who has participated in PGI 2018. Sonics, of course, is flaunting their consistency. They almost matched the same amount of points as their week 1 performance, proving them to be a steady team. The trust from PUBG Esports fans shows since Sonics currently has the most votes so far among all 4 regions in Pick'em Challenge. There's only a 25-point difference between Sonics and Guadalajara Gaskins, which is very close for the last week of PCS3. Can Guadalajara can stop Sonics from winning 2 consecutive championships? Also, can Shootakill and Oath show us their last burst of energy? Make sure to check out the final week. In APAC, Vietnam's top dog LG Divine held their lead for the second week. However, they weren't as explosive as they were in the first week. LG Divine won 5 chicken dinners in week 1, but were eliminated in the early stages a lot during the second week. Buriram United Esports and Fury are chasing right behind Divine. I think I saw this happen in PCS2. Buriram United Esports is a team that has always been in top 3 throughout PCS events. In the second week, they've been overperforming and have the momentum of winning 2 consecutive chicken dinners for the last 2 matches. Will they finally seek a chance to take the throne? Fury lost the first place in PCS3 APAC due to an official tie ruling. They're not the team who always shows explosive performance in matches, but rather play smart, stacking up points to maintain high ranks. If they can win more matches though, they will be more likely to win the championship. Let's not forget Division X Gaming, who clutched many great plays with long case support, and Sharper Esports, mostly consisting of former Golden Cat members, who are both following closely. Let's see which team will win the championship in APAC. How was the second week in Europe? Europe, as expected, is a very intense region. Digital Athletics, Tornado Energy, and Northern Lights are still in the top 3 teams in week 2, even though their rankings have shifted slightly. Team Liquid has put in the effort to rise the ranks and compete for the lead in second week. Digital Athletics is showing amazing performance so far. It's a team that breezed through the open qualifier and they have a great potential. They enjoy sending themselves on tricky situations, but they also stack up points steadily and have finally topped the list. Tornado Energy, who finished first in week 1, was briefly knocked to 4th place during day 4, but rebounded after a 16-kill chicken dinner victory in match 3. Northern Lights have been showing really stable performance for the entire 2 weeks. Even though they slipped a bit on day 4, the gap between first place is only 10 points, not a lot. Who will be the winner of the last PCS of 2020 in Europe? We won't know until the last day is here. PCS3 has only 1 week left, and this is how the Pick'em Challenge looks so far. Are they teams that you've picked? The last week of PCS3 starts on November 19th. Check out which teams will become champions in 4 regions. I'll be back with the next weekly PCS. Bye!
그 위치 방해해 주려고 왔습니다.
일단
와, 탱치만 넣었어. 탱치만.
조금만 더 오른쪽으로 갔으면 큰일 날 뻔했습니다 한 번에.
와, 지금 소수 교전으로 지금 엔투스 아프리카 플렉스 요리하고 있어요.
이거 케일이 혼자 하는 거예요? 케일이. 케일.
진짜 오제네투스가 인원
더
배분하는 게
해결사 케일.
엄청
가나요?
많은데요?
더 간다고요?
얼 넣어주면서 오히려 여러 가지 수를 다 차단하고 있습니다.
와, 한 번 더 해볼 수 있는 공간 자체가 있었는데 초합집에서 계속해서 저격해주면서 자리를 만들어내가요.
케일이 혼자 하고 있어. 케일이 혼자.
아니,
케일.
진짜 쓰러지나요?
아니. 야.
哎，Indonesia 有枪吗？
大家都在车上，什么意思？飙车？
哦，李叔是有枪的，Indonesia 没枪，他只能跑。
帅气这一枪。刚刚旁边好像有辆。
他就先去把那个摩托。哎，高德伟。
แล้วสตอนยิงตัวปิวๆแล้วตอนมาหัวแล้วสตอนส่งไปเม็ดเดียวเฮดช็อตแล้วไปสาดขึ้น
あ、これマルチサークルゲーミング来るか。
2人はセタ3人抜き。
これ
そして
場所バレてるんじゃないかな。
中国代表マルチサークルゲーミングは
あ、これ
笑ってるぞ。
入る。これジグレで
ジグレですか？
いや、今持ってたんで、これで
なるほど
これで書き切りまで入りますね。
ティアンブからの車線もさらに通っていました。
はい。
耐えてくれ。うわー。さあ、これはタンクがサマーをぶっ飛ばした。これは日本代表と絶対。ああ、落ちた。バレた。ヘリさん。
何もしてないけど。
何もしていません。
Obviously, criminals is very unlikely. Oh my god, Orange, you lucky boy. Keep your head down, boy. Oh, dearie me. Did they see him? I don't know, but James is yeah, it looks like James is going to see him. There is not much playable area here. Oh my god, it's a mid-air.
Very confidently from here now. As you can see, the circle is not doing anybody any favors. Oh!
Solid nade onto Aliup, but the vehicle is burning. Out of it we go, and it's time to run. Please don't crush him, no!
Hi, this is Annie of Weekly PCS. Did you enjoy watching the events in last week's PCS3? Now that we only have 1 week left, here are last week's highlights to get you caught up for the final week of PCS3. In Asia, PUBG Esports finished week 2 and first on the leaderboard. Their play reminded me of their performance at Charity Showdown earlier this year. PUBG was fighting back and forth with OG and Entus from Korea for the top spot. At the end of day 4, PUBG was Asia's first place team in the second week of PCS3. OG and Entus is still showing stable performance. However, if they lean into their explosive performance more, they definitely could be a team with a good chance of winning. Asia is highly contested and showing the fiercest competition among the 4 regions. The top 8 teams all scored over 100 points. Genji, the champion of PGC 2019, is still in 9th place, but fans saw a shining moment in Day 4 Match 1 when they scored a perfect chicken dinner, a throwback to the good old days. Viralio Ghibli and 4AM are still bumping into each other sometimes, but both remain in the top 5, showing potential to win this event. Competition is more intense than ever in Asia. Which team will be crowned the PCS3 Asia champion? Let's see what happened in North America in week 2. Guadalajara Gaskins showed remarkable performance, earning 106 points in the second week. They quickly moved up to second place. In the last match of day 4, Gaskins got 18 kill points and the chicken dinner, widening the gap with Oath, who sits in 3rd place. This team might sound new, but Nikus and Honey Badger have each played in the OC and NA regions, while Bostic is a veteran player who has participated in PGI 2018. Sonics, of course, is flaunting their consistency. They almost matched the same amount of points as their week 1 performance, proving them to be a steady team. The trust from PUBG Esports fans shows since Sonics currently has the most votes so far among all 4 regions in Pick'em Challenge. There's only a 25-point difference between Sonics and Guadalajara Gaskins, which is very close for the last week of PCS3. Can Guadalajara can stop Sonics from winning 2 consecutive championships? Also, can Shootakill and Oath show us their last burst of energy? Make sure to check out the final week. In APAC, Vietnam's top dog LG Divine held their lead for the second week. However, they weren't as explosive as they were in the first week. LG Divine won 5 chicken dinners in week 1, but were eliminated in the early stages a lot during the second week. Buriram United Esports and Fury are chasing right behind Divine. I think I saw this happen in PCS2. Buriram United Esports is a team that has always been in top 3 throughout PCS events. In the second week, they've been overperforming and have the momentum of winning 2 consecutive chicken dinners for the last 2 matches. Will they finally seek a chance to take the throne? Fury lost the first place in PCS3 APAC due to an official tie ruling. They're not the team who always shows explosive performance in matches, but rather play smart, stacking up points to maintain high ranks. If they can win more matches though, they will be more likely to win the championship. Let's not forget Division X Gaming, who clutched many great plays with long case support, and Sharper Esports, mostly consisting of former Golden Cat members, who are both following closely. Let's see which team will win the championship in APAC. How was the second week in Europe? Europe, as expected, is a very intense region. Digital Athletics, Tornado Energy, and Northern Lights are still in the top 3 teams in week 2, even though their rankings have shifted slightly. Team Liquid has put in the effort to rise the ranks and compete for the lead in second week. Digital Athletics is showing amazing performance so far. It's a team that breezed through the open qualifier and they have a great potential. They enjoy sending themselves on tricky situations, but they also stack up points steadily and have finally topped the list. Tornado Energy, who finished first in week 1, was briefly knocked to 4th place during Bay 4, but rebounded after a 16-kill chicken dinner victory in match 3. Northern Lights have been showing really stable performance for the entire 2 weeks. Even though they slipped a bit on day 4, the gap between first place is only 10 points, not a lot. Who will be the winner of the last PCS of 2020 in Europe? We won't know until the last day is here. PCS3 has only 1 week left, and this is how the Pick'em Challenge looks so far. Are they teams that you've picked? The last week of PCS3 starts on November 19th. Check out which teams will become champions in 4 regions. I'll be back with the next weekly PCS. Bye!
And welcome back once again to the PUBG Continental Series 3, all brought to you by PUBG Corporation. This is going to be for the APAC region, and this is the final day of play. You're here with me, Contra, alongside with Icy Baby, want to bring you all the action for the entirety of the evening, and we'll see what will go down, and it will be pretty much epic as there is that $200,000 cash prize up for grabs for the victors of the entirety of the tournament. And, well, we're going to be going in towards our games here. But before that, of course, we got a whole lot to talk about as we get ourselves prepared for all the games coming along the way.
Yeah, speaking of the games here, Contra, it's today is going to be an historical moment for one of these teams here, especially the top three here, and it seems like even Annie does agree with us as well. It seems to be a repeat coming from PCS2, and I hope we might actually finally find the actual winner, because rumors has it as well, PCS2, despite the technicality here, LG Divine was the champion here. Some would say Fury was the true champion, but nevertheless here, today is the moment we will find out who is the champion for PCS3 here. And nevertheless, for those of you who's just joined us here, this is pretty much the schedule of what we've been going throughout the previous weeks here. For PCS3 or in general, and these are the participating teams in the APAC region here. For those of you just joining us as well, and yeah, next up, for those of you just also joining us who doesn't know what PUBG PC is all about, these are the point scoring systems here, with first place getting 10 points, second place getting 6 points, third place 5 points, fourth place 4 points, fifth place 3 points, sixth place 2 points, 7 to 8 1 point, and 9 to 16 securing no placement points whatsoever. But 1 kill is equal to 1 point, so balancing the kills is going to be extremely important as well. Meanwhile, like Contra did say as well, $200,000 on the line, plus 12.5% of the total in-game sales. So for those of you who wants to support the tournament itself here, make sure to make those check out those amazing PCS3 skins here. Make your purchases here, and some of 12.5% of the sales will be distributed equally amongst all the participants in this tournament itself here, Contra.
That's right, and well, we're going to be witnessing a clash of titans here, where we saw yesterday Buram overtaking the likes of LG Divine, and it is definitely possible for teams like Fury or even the likes of LG Divine to be able to catch back up. Buram United as well as Fury, for the past season, they were eyeing on that top spot, but it was LG Divine that walked away with the same amount of points against the likes of Fury, but this time it's going to be a whole lot different than that. As you can see that the scores have already been separating the Giants of Vietnam here, with Vietnam United scoring 178 points from yesterday's bout, and LG Divine didn't really have their best performance thus far, and they dropped in with quite a number of gap being closed right in here with 164, and from that onwards, Division X Gaming overtook the likes of Fury with some really big games that came along the way, with 142 points, 138 for Fury, and 134 for PCS3 Esports. So I'm not too sure how would they potentially bounce back up for the likes of the Australians, but hey, it's possible. We've seen double chicken dinners for the past 2 days of play, and now down to the final one. It's all about giving all the best that you've got.
Yeah, having the chicken dinner is pretty much the only chance here for Fury to actually stand a chance to take their championship here. If they get 4 chicken dinners in a row, which is almost an impossible feat. But at the same time, we've seen the impossible before. However, for those of you who's going to be supporting teams here, today is going to be the monumental moment here. But before we get a little bit in details here, this is going to be the stats for all the teams thus far here. We have AAD having the highest damage throughout the entire season themselves here, with 5,847 total damage done. Long K on the second place here with 5,714. Kim Siva from Sharper Esports with 5,649 points. Godmeow from Buriram as well, 5,336. And Connexi from Buriram also 5,317 points here. And this is the first time we see Buriram finally in a very, very comfortable spot in the top one in towards the final days of PCS3 APAC. And seeing how this is going here, this might be their shot here, Contra.
Yeah, I gotta say that their chances here are looking relatively bright, and Edie is definitely the top scorer at the moment with 35 kills on the back, but Long K, some magnificent performance coming from the support of the XG, has been able to pull it all the way to 30 points of kills, alongside with Nan as well on 30. So we're going to be looking at how exactly will they continue that sort of momentum where they left off yesterday. And for the side of LG Divine, they just got to find back their winning grounds. And this is the talking point that we will be having the whole entire day, because these two are our potential champions here, and the gap of the scores are honestly really, really close.
Yeah, speaking of stats as well here, look at the history here. Like, LG Divine was 11th place in PCS1 APAC. PCS2, they got the champion on a very, very close call here. But today, they might be not... They are still trying to make their best here to try to get that championship title. Meanwhile, Buriram is pretty much set on every single podium except for the first spot here. So they're gonna be very, very hungry for that spot here, because they've dominated every single podium on the stage except for the #1 spot. And currently they are on the top spot here with a 14 points lead here. This final 4 games here, they cannot afford to lose out any of these games if they want to stand a chance to defend this point and take the first place here. And in terms of rank history here, Divine Esports has always been snowballing since day 2 of the first week themselves. This is going to be their rank history here, as they've maintained the top spot for the longest of times. However, yesterday was their moment that we saw weakness, where gods do bleed, Contra.
Yeah, I gotta say that, of course, day #1, we did see a decent performance coming from LG Divine, and they did get the 2 chicken dinners on the very first week itself that shot them all the way up on the first place, and they maintained that first spot for a long time. But yesterday, it didn't seem like it was all too great for them. And now that we continue with a lot of all these sort of kill proportions of the team, you can see that Nikki doesn't really get all too much of a gameplay. So it's going to be the end that comes right in to be able to actually put some stopping power on towards the side of Buriram. But the number of kills of Edie is just stacking along the way, and on an average, of course, Buriram is looking relatively a lot more solid, but keep an eye out for June, because when he does perform, he looks like he is the best player on the entire charts here amongst all the 64 when he does get those opportunities to shine.
Yeah, speaking of opportunities as well, like, I'm really worried here for both of these teams, because this is going to be their defending championship title for LG Divine, and seeing how yesterday was happened to them, it felt like they were on a tilt train all the way through here in yesterday's performance. And who could blame them, considering that they were playing so good, but at the same time there were just moments of brilliance where they were just outshined by several teams here. And it's not just once, and it was a continuous of two times in a row. And going to the game 3, it's super hard to actually recover from those kind of mental attack here. So hopefully after yesterday's break, or in this case this midday break, today they will be able to keep up the momentum which they had before. However, the only team that I have not seen on a tilt train here is Buriram United Esports, because throughout the entire season they have been one of the most consistent team here, always in the top seat here, never bowed out anytime soon. Looking very, very comfortable here, despite losing 1 chicken dinner points away from LG Divine. But now in this final 4 games, if they get 1 chicken dinner, they pretty much have a 60% ratio of just taking the whole championship all the way through, Contra.
Yeah, and if we look into how exactly these teams have been performing, usually LG Divine, if they do get a real stable start during any sort of these matches, they can still get themselves in towards a top 5 position. But yesterday we saw them actually going in for some really early engagements that didn't really, given the result that they really wanted, although they did get a couple of kills here and there, that have really costed them a whole lot of points as compared to Buriram that has been relatively consistent match in, match out, and now we're about to begin our bout here inside of Miramar. This is going to be the first game of day 6, match number 21, and we are coming in from Capital Militar all the way in towards the southwest side, and this is the beginning of our finale here, and DXG has overtaken LG Divine in terms of the most point being scored inside of Miramar.
Yeah, DXG, despite having very consistent runs in yesterday's performance, both maps in the Miramar, they were doing exceptionally well. Despite having a little bit of an upset with Buriram United, where Buriram United actually clutched the 1v1 situation on 1 HP, wiping out every single member from the side of DXG before taking away the top 2 spot here, allowing Buriram to take more points from that play. But of course, judging from yesterday's performance here, Cerberus Esports was the team to watch out for, as they are pretty much the team that got back-to-back chicken dinners in yesterday's Miramar. And on day number 5 as well, Archangel is the team we got to be watching out as well, because they had a really slow start in Miramar. But will they overcome their odds here? Because they are trying to climb the ranks into towards the top 5 here, Contra.
Yeah, if you're looking towards the standings as well, DXG is currently sitting at third spot with 142 points, and if they actually get the same sort of run like Cerberus did yesterday, it is potentially a three-way horse race between LG Divine, Buriram, as well as DXG. But as of now, it seems like the gap is kind of wide, if you may say, as there's about 40 points. Well, I can't really say 40 points. It's about 30 over points of disparity between them, as well as the ones on the top 2 spots itself. So Buriram United currently holding strong and towards the first position, and they potentially have the highest average points per game out there. And well, this is only for Miramar, and I do think that there are chances inside of other games, such as Erangel, would be looking as brilliant as the likes of LG Divine. So they're just going to be looting up right now, advancing the AK-47. Now switches out for the barrel. It seems to be the flavor of the season so far for most of the pro players that's playing in the PCS3 alongside with the Mini 14.
Yeah, pretty standard picks here so far. Not anything out of ordinary yet here. But this is something that we got to be watching out if you're Angel Alliance, doing very similar routes from yesterday's performance, but didn't quite got off the mark just because of how limited their mobility was when they were trying to rotate in between circles here, especially when they were trying to rotate next phase of circle. They always get caught out by teams here, and one of those teams that pretty much messes up the entire gameplay here is actually LG Divine. On the contrary as well, alongside with Battle Arena Elites. So knowing that this is actually happening for some of these teams here, we gotta be, they have to figure out a different kind of strategy here in playing. And Buriram, we know that in the map of Miramar, they don't exactly go extremely aggressive in the early stages of the game. Even in yesterday's 2 games in the map of Miramar, they were trying to get the center of the circle, and no other teams were able to compete with them, and that pretty much solidifies their spots here. And right now, they are going to be exiting a pretty early rotation here coming from Buriram, alongside with Battle Arena Elites here. 4-minute mark has pretty much hit the gameplay, and they're pretty much exiting towards the next phase of circle, and they don't exactly want to give those positions away to some of these top teams. In this case, LG Divine here, Contra.
Well, I'm looking at Battle Arena Elites here already on the move on a convoy. We're dropping straight up, but there's going to be a team that's going to be around that vicinity as well, just loitering by the edge of Junkyard El Azahar. So LG Divine now starts off relatively close by towards the likes of DXG at the moment. Division X Gaming definitely having some great start of day number 5 itself, and they have been able to just solidify their chances for, of course, better cash prize at the end of the day, as so long as they can maintain it. And who would have thought that they will be able to topple Fury, but oh man, speaking of being toppled out, JN loses out that pickup truck just through the early game, and that's so unfortunate.
Oh, EAD now, they're going to be in some trouble. They're taking some serious fire against Buriram here. Looks like they will manage to stop him in track. That's going to be EAD, the top fragger, immediately getting caught out for Battle Arena Elites here. And great play there coming from Battle Arena Elites here, taking the alternative routes to go a little bit early in the circle. And they somehow managed to catch Buriram off guard, because this is just Buriram's usual traveling route. And getting this pick on EAD, this is going to be extremely hard for Buriram. But nothing is impossible. We've seen 3-man chicken dinners before. So Buriram seems to me they might need to pull off the rabbit from the hat in this game here, Contra.
Yeah, and it's looking relatively tough for the likes of Buriram. They were just out and about scouting in that corner, and there's no way that Edie could possibly get out of that situation with the entire squad already arriving to the scene. So try as he may, and there's only going to be all these members of Buriram that's segregated around these highways, and nothing much that can be done much in the early stage of the game. But June already receiving a little bit of taps, and who knows, might just be a little bit of the same scenario as compared to the likes. And it seems like it's from the future. Triple X now dropping a nade in towards the corner. He will be able to get a couple of damage throughout, but oh my goodness, that nade connects as he tries to sprint off on that pickup truck. But with that, JN will be finished off.
Well, from the future here, now they're gonna be taking a couple of jabs against LG Divine. This is a pretty interesting play, but FTF has been known to go head-to-head against these guys for quite some time. Now, another new nade here. Actually gonna wolf in there JN, but June pretty much caught out and open. He's gonna get caught off. Meanwhile, we can see the assist coming in from his teammates to try and save the way, but it's a little bit too far off. But FTF, they might get 2 knocks, but this is going to be their win here as they manage to take 2 in the back here. Meanwhile, Fury now, he's going to go for a spray. Evo Patrick might be the casualty here, and he's going to get taken out. And this time, it's going to be the perfect roadblock coming in from Fury here, Contra.
Oh boy, just look at all these early engagements. There's even more on the other side, and June gets taken off by Mickey. That's a third party coming along the way from the future, as they did lose out a couple of points which could have been garnered early on, but Fury with the perfect setup by Porto Paraíso. They did expect some sort of the southern-centric rotation in towards the corner, and well, 1 3-pointer coming up right there, but Canaxi now coming closely against Battle Arena Elites. Sophia's going to be charging in, and it doesn't seem like he has much of a clue, as Joxi has been conveying all that sort of the information necessary. Canaxi now might just be surprised with this attack coming right in as Sophia slowly creeps right through, and little by little, he'll be moving forward, and this will be a great spray down that he could possibly get, but not too much bullets on the chamber, as they'll be able to switch it to the M14, of course, Mini 14, and now Sophia's on the run.
Yep, smart call there coming from Buriram to actually bail out the fight there, knowing that they've already lost EAD as well, and knowing that Battle Arena at least they're looking for those hunts, so it's no surprises that they are gonna go give chase here. Meanwhile, Sophia, he needs to back out as the third parties are coming in. Fury, they've got an early kill here. This time they will be tanking the zone. They're a little bit late to the party, but hopefully things will be a-okay for them here, because the rest of the circle, the teams are pretty much gathered in the center of the circle. Buriram going to be taking the west side of El Azahar. Across them is going to be BAE as well, as they are going to be setting up a no man's land trap coming from all this in between the road intersections here, and the circle is going to be pushing towards their vicinity as well. So Buriram, they are in a really awkward spot here with Noadra a little bit too far off from the rest of the team as well, Contra.
Yeah, I gotta say that that position itself could be flanked from above where Cerberus is coming from, but Cerberus is definitely not looking to get themselves in towards the pit stop just about yet, but they did share that sort of compound alongside with Buram United that will be joining right into this party. So Canaxi now trying to get a little bit of an elevated view, but they will be able to regroup their forces right inside of that 4 stacked buildings, and there we go. In order looking to be parking his vehicles pretty much securely. They do have enough that resource to take on the likes of Cerberus, but Cerberus, you can see that they are split on a 2-2 situation here. If they want to go up for a flank from above, that's very much possible.
Yeah, this isn't looking good for Buriram here. They have the low grounds, they have a small compound here, but if the Cerberus decides to push up, or if the circle comes in, they're pretty much trapped in a pincer attack from multiple angles. And there's pretty much no exit strategy for them here. However, Angel Alliance here, they've lost Evo Factory, they are still going to be tanking the zone here. We're very, very limited in terms of mets coming in from them. That is not going to be a good sign for them, as they are going to be walking into a lot of this Diff Valley here, just because of how the layout of this circle is going to be here. And a lot of these teams are going to be struggling a lot of getting in the zone here, especially all these long-range fights coming in from multiple third parties here. This is where snipers from each of the team is going to be excelling the most, and hopefully things will be for the better coming from the guys from Fury as well, as they are going to be later party, but they can definitely scout out the situation here just because of how much room they have to work with, and not being caught in the middle of this sauce, or I would say surprise attack coming from all these teams setting around the circles, or in this case around the mountain terrains here, Contra.
Yeah, it seems like Canaxi has been able to get a connection right across with Basil being knocked out, and that will be a real vital pick there, as they will be losing helmets on the side of Cerberus. But for LG Divine, they're playing it slowly. There's not much happening around them other than Team Ferox being in close quarters, but they could still hold on towards this phase 2 for now, which will be closing out within a minute, while Fury on the move now by the corners of Junkyard, still intact all together with 4 members strong. But Mad Dog and the rest of Angel Alliance have been suffering quite a huge blow, as they've been tanking the blue for quite some time, and you can see how many pit stops that he has to take just to get his health back on track. And remember this, esports mode is going to be hurting them a whole lot. It's not going to be like your normal games where you could just, you know, tank the entire phase 1 or phase 2, as simple as that. And with that, Mad Dog just needs a little bit of lift, as they will be ditching a vehicle. Well, they will be joined by the likes of Purple Mood when they arrive.
Yeah, this is not looking good for them here, considering they have lost 1 man of utilities, as well as ditching a vehicle just because they need to out-heal the zone. That is not the most ideal situation for Angel Alliance here, as they are pretty much in a really, really tough spot here. Meanwhile, the circle is going to push them all towards the Death Valley here, where this circle is going to be divided into 4 sections here, and it's favoring a little bit more towards the guys from FTF just because of how middle the circle is here. But as of now, each team has pretty much secured both high grounds. So all 4 corners of that high ground on this intersection here, and we are going to be setting a lot of shops coming in here. Meanwhile, Cerberus is going to be docking up a shop for themselves here. DXG, however, gets caught up from Hydra Gaming from afar, and this is what we're talking about here. This is where snipers will excel the most, where a lot of teams are going to struggle to rotate here just because of how rocky terrain is. You can see Mickey is going to be firing their way through here. DXG, they took some significant amount of damage, but that should be it for them here. As TXG, they need to make a temporary pit stop to gather their bearings here, Contra.
Well, it seems like DXG have no place to book for themselves. Team Ferox right down the hill. It seems like they do know that there's going to be some opposition going on from below, so DXG, they want to be extremely careful with this. With a couple of all these sort of the taps that went to take down members of the side of DXG early on, now they only play with 3 members. This is like the likes of Buram early on, but Battering Elites have been sneaking their way past the likes of Purple Mood, just like how they did pick up Buram early on, and it might just be a kill coming on alongside the way, but Sophia will be having a little bit of the commotion going on by the rest of the members of Purple Mood as they've already got themselves alarmed, and that big nade connects towards the back of Sophia. He has to turn tail and run, and he's going back to the patrol station where he came from. No place for him to hide for the moment, but the rest of Angel Alliance, they have just arrived at the scene, and straight into its battle they go.
This is the first time I've seen Battle Arena elites play like this. They are playing the sneaky red style, and 2 times Sophia has pretty much tried it. Did not work, however, here. However, Angel Alliance, they finally made their way into the zone. They don't exactly have much time to break here. Nan is going to be leading the pack here, going for the south here, but DXG, they're going to be gatekeepers. You can see the push is coming in as they are going to be crashing in the vicinities of Angel Alliance, and they are going to be trying to go in for the field here. IQ 500 thinking 1 step ahead of time here, as he's going to be lurking his way through, and hopefully Nan does not hear this out, but knowing that it is the Mirado here, pretty sure Nan has a rough idea what's up, and he's going to be conveying his information, whereas the rest of his teammates is going to build on him for this fight, Contra.
Yeah, and they've already lost Evil Patrick from the get-go, where they got punished by Fury, and now long-range affairs coming in from the side of Levi's, but Rain just flipped over his vehicle, and this is looking pretty bad. Now, the circle is going to be updating, and FTF, like you said, has an optimal position, with Cerberus also guarding towards the south side, so either they will stay a little bit longer, or they have to find a different sort of terrain to work with, because the rest of the compounds have already been decked out, as they've already known that Cerberus is across the corner, but over on the side of Fury, they're looking to pick up a couple of kills in the form of Unicorn, or even the likes of Day Trade.
Fury, they do scout this out as well, and like I said, a sniper's heaven is happening here. This is where things get a little bit rowdy here, as teams are slowly but surely losing out in terms of rotation paths here. Ronan going to be providing the scouts here, as going to be sending the teams a little bit far ahead here to try and provide those sniping assists here. Meanwhile, Fury, they do find a very, very comfortable spot that they can have. However, it is not in the vicinity of the zone, so they have to rotate away here. Meanwhile, Angel Alliance, once again, going to be attacking the zone again here. This is not looking good for this boys here from Philippines here, Contra.
Oh, no. And they are just swinging by the edge, and oh my goodness, they are looking for another vehicle. That's not the right time. You'll be taken down, and it will be Day Trades there that will be able to kill off Ikikamukau. Mad Dog initially wants to go in for that fight, but Long Case spots out the danger and immediately takes off 2 of these members of Angel Alliance, and now absolutely depleted. I don't know what exactly were they doing. It's very, very questionable, but DXG, they gotta move as well, so they gotta bid them farewell, and here comes Rapid San getting a pick off of Rocket Gyms.
Well, this is a perfect case to explain why teams prioritize on going to the zone early for those information there. But however, we do see shots coming in here. We see Hydra Gaming here and not on those guys from Purple Moon. Tag teaming is going to be Battle Arena Elites here, as the Sniper Heavens is going to try and go a couple shots here. However, Sophia, he doesn't have a lot of ammunition to work with, but Nefero will get a nice off those boss ends. And just like that, Battle Arena Elites, they're popping off, and they're kind of getting kills left, right, in the center here. As Purple Moon, they're taking some serious fire here. Meanwhile, Hydra Gaming, they're gonna get shot from the guys from DXG instead here for taking a little bit too long and exposing their positions here, Contra.
Yeah, and Godmail's gonna be able to pick over on towards Los Santos. That has been a really long bout, and it seems like Purple Moon will be removed by Godmail after finding Los Santos as well. DXG going in towards another exchange with the Juxi. 13 HP and a dream for him to trespass in towards the next corner. But he's looking flying up into here. Connexi near air mambo shot, and Sophia's gonna be doing exactly the same. And he crashes straight through. It's the cactus. Not the right time, and he'll be shot out as well. Absolute disaster for the 2 members of Battle Arena Elites, and Gypsy Danger possibly saw exactly what just happened right there.
What a monstrous run here coming from Buriram here. Their shots are insane. The accuracy from them here as well. And the patience for them to actually catch up any potential stragglers rotating in. And that's gotta be a huge win for them here because they've got at least 4 kills in the bag, taking out both Purple Moon and members coming from Battle Arena leads. And now they are going to be on the defending side this time, as they are going to be one of the furthest away from the circle here, alongside the guys from the south side here with Day Trade Gaming, also Victim Rise here, as they're taking serious fire against from Cerberus Esports. Meanwhile, from the west side here, we see Sharpers Esports pretty much docking the bonds here, trying to pick off any potential stragglers trying to rotate the circle. So we are going to be seeing a lot of third parties coming in. Meanwhile, Team Ferox, they get completely shut down by Magic Esports, Contra.
Yeah, Day Trade just looking pretty solid. Same goes to the side of DXG, but from the future, they're swooping the entirety of the corner. They want to remove DXG from play. Now a couple of all these smokes will be prepared by the side of DXG, but the nades are coming in. It might just be perfect! And Mipanzusu with the double will just wipe away DXG entirely. Beautiful execution from the team in general. But now we fix our eyes on FTF once again. Now scouts out ahead, and they might just be able to catch out the Indonesians at work. Kanaxi already lost his helmet early on, and T-Noy now popping on a kill feed with quite a number of kills over the side of Sharper Esports.
Yeah, Fury gonna be taking a jab as well, and that's gonna be tires popped off as well. Just like that, Victor Rise, they cut completely obliterated here. This is what I'm talking about. Teams rotating are gonna get sandwiched by multiple fires here. However, Battle Arena is here, Fairhorn, they have the safety of the shelter, and they're gonna be getting a couple freebies from afar. Great shot there coming from Nerferhorn, and now FTF in the vicinity. They are gonna get scouted out of Battle Arena leads, but they have to bail out because Buriram is right behind them, and looks like they will rotate towards the innards of the circle here, as this gatekeep is gonna get out of control, as FTF is pretty much trying to wrap around them and give them the surround here. But look at this, they don't have any place to go. Loki is gonna take a couple of jabs to his Buriram. Nice shot there, but no, it's gonna be Nowadra actually running Kanaxi over there. Just like that, they lose a couple members at BAE. They're pretty much caught out and open in the crosshairs for multiple teams. And they lose out. And just like that, Buriram is gonna be the next team to get destroyed as well. No, actually, Day Trade Gaming actually gets shut down from Buriram, Contra. Oh my goodness, they all get taken out apparently by FTF as well, Contra.
Everybody coming from the southeast side entirely gets depleted, and there's no way out. And here comes the rain of nades straight and towards the side of Fury, but they still survive for the moment. And the rest of Cerberus, they're trying to rain hellfire on top of them, and this is where Insight tries to recuperate a lot of all these smokes inside of ditch to just negate the danger. But all the teams that were stuck early on over in the corner, you can see from the map, absolutely wiped out. Not a single trace at all. And the only couple of teams left here will be able to see a whole lot of room coming in towards the center as well as the east, because the entire east side, or should I say west side, is unplayable. But now they have to go down to the open plains. This is where Hydra Gaming is currently controlling this section, and this is possibly Fury's initial attempt to be booking out the center. I'm not too sure whether this is going to be working all too well for them or not, but they've already formed a barricade, and here comes all these early commotion coming in with a whole lot of bullets flying their way.
Yep, not the most ideal situation they want to be in as well here, as there's just so many cracks over there, and just like that, Fury, they get sandwiched from every single angle, and this might have been their chance to catch the chicken dinner. However, luck is not in their side here. It's just too many teams around them here. But you know what's looking good? LG Divine here, the defending champions, they somehow make their way in towards the top 7, but they're only 2 men. They want to clutch those chicken here, but Cerberus Esports might be the one to stop them in track. And same goes for Magic Esports here. Comes Sonke, he goes for the straight, and Nikki will get caught out, and looks like chances are getting slimmer for LG Divine. Levi, he's gonna be the last man standing. Nice. He makes a run, but he's getting shot from behind. Oh, can he survive? He doesn't have cover, and that's gonna be Twans from Unicorn taking him out, and LG Divine is also out and for the running here, Contra. Just like that, the top 4, they get annihilated in this game.
Yeah, and LG Divine, they did have a little bit of a better ranking as compared to the likes of Buriram United. But in terms of kills, we have yet to decide. It's going to be Magic here that pops off in the kill fit, and Sulapi runs over his own teammate while he's doing his work. That's not going to be any good at all, but they do get a little bit of cover on the haystacks. It's going to be Hydra giving eliminated by Twans, and now Cerberus goes in for the push. Cerberus might just actually get another chicken dinner from here. 5 more teams remaining, and FTF on the other corner as well. This is going to be a tough push for them. They're deciding to back away as Chopper Esports from the other end. They do get a snipe, and Haisaki finishes off some of all these members, and it will be a knock towards the side of Triple X. But oh my goodness, the spray's so beautiful, but he will still be knocked out instead. So Lalzi, the genius teammate, and he will need to actually make a run for it. Straight driving in towards the corners of the circle, but it will be FTF that comes out on the side of 5th place.
Yep, FTF will drag Haisaki on the process here, but Haisaki is going to be pretty happy, but he did not give away those kill points. However, we are finally reaching to the top 4 position. Unicorn is still alive with 2 players alive. Cerberus 2 here, Magic Esports with 3, but Chopper Esports having the best time of their life here. Not many teams in towards the southwest corner, but this time they pretty much spread out their entire forces here to try and control all those maps. But look at this. Oh no, they got one knock in, and that's not going to be a great sign for them here, as there's no way they will be able to pick up their members in that vicinity, and the circle is going to favor the guys from Chopper Esports. What with 6 sacks pretty much getting knocked out from that vicinity here, that's not looking real good here, as they try to make an attempt to try and save him, whereas the rest of the teams are still preoccupied to try and rotate into the circle here. Contra, oh, his legs are open, and he's gonna get knocked as well.
Oh
no!
That looked pretty tough for the side of Chopper. He tries to go in for the revival, and he goes proning in time, but he does have a pixel of his foot sticking out there, and now it's going to be the turret member coming in for the save, and just in time to be able to save 6 sacks as well. They were initially starting off with a diamond formation, and now recuperating. It's Tinoy that returns the favor. You did not take out my members, he says, and Cerberus now leaving only Basil behind. Chances for Cerberus looking relatively slim. He's still outside the area of play at Imuma, already driving in the pressure towards the likes of Magic as well. Now, Imuma tries to break down the vehicle, but there's not really going to be any sort of line of sight towards any sort of members of the side of UNC. Basil has some tough decisions to decide. There's all too little room for him to even hide himself, but Tonke is driving straight in towards the battle. He's looking for Twans, and he might just be able to pop this perfect nade, and let's see, does he get it? Oh, it might just be it! Oh! He does get the health out of the side of Klee, but Twan still survives.
Yep, one more nade is going to be what he needs here, but Tonke is going to be pretty happy about this here. Magic Esports, they've got 6 kills, and they are going to go ham on all these teams potentially here. Cerberus Esports, Basil trying to survive to get a little bit more points to push in terms of the top 4 rankings here. With Fury out of the picture, this might be their chance to snipe them away here, but can they outlast them? Chopper Esports getting another kill there. Tinoy stepping up for the team, destroying every team here. Tinoy doing so much work from the side of Chopper Esports, getting those important kills here. Tonke now getting knocked, and that's going to be Chopper Esports going to be providing the assist here. Basil will finish off Tonke, stealing the kill away, so that's going to be weakened forces from the side of Magic Esports, as Cerberus and Chopper Esports going to be tag teaming on the guys from Magic Esports, and this is a pretty good one for them, and Chopper Esports got to be pretty happy with this 4-man alive, looking to clutch the chicken dinner here, Contra.
Chopper Esports now securing this out inside, but Magic still has a couple of members remaining from the top. It's going to be a split between the 2 remaining members from the side of Magic, with Kim Siva fancying their chances right now, knowing that he's hiding right behind that broken vehicle. And Cerberus still staying strong by the top quarters. He knows that he cannot run out in the open. And with that, all these 3 nades, dropping in towards the corner, it will be blowing things up, and completely exposes him towards the gunfires coming from Magic Esports. Now, 2 more teams remain, and it will be pretty much a tie bout here between Chopper Esports against Magic. And Chopper, previously coming in from Golden Cat, has been playing a pretty sublime game throughout this entire Miramar run, but a couple of days ago, we don't really see them scoring all too much, but hey, this is definitely a great opportunity for them to just boost up their rankings. In particular, Imuma still has a nade in hand, but this is going to be a long, drawn-out fight between the 2 of them, as you can see Slappy running out inside the open, inside the smoke, and it will be a big nade that will be popping off that buggy.
Oh, there's so much utilities here coming from Magic Esports. They need to land those important shots here. Seems to me they are going to try and set up here for Sulami to actually to go into the next phase circle here. Can he get a knock to Sharper Esports? And one knock is all Magic Esports needs to try and make things a little bit easier to go for the clutch here, because Sharper Esports, they're spread out, but at the same time, they are struggling in terms of their forces here. And look at this, Contra. Sharper Esports, they don't have much ammunition here, but it seems to me that's going to be the opening pick that Kim Siva needs, because he's got Sulabi, and just like that, they're going to be confident about this push, and just like that, Imuma is going to be caught out in open. The nades are going to be wrapping around here. Imuma, can he clutch his way through? Flashes are coming, nades are coming in as well, and they are pretty much closing the gap, and just like that, they are going to go in for the slaughter. Imuma just getting pincered from multiple angles, and that will be it for them as Sharper Esports takes the chicken dinner with 10 kills, Contra.
Beautiful game coming in from Sharper Esports. We see a pretty great formation being established by Sharper in the midst of the open wheat fields, and they have been able to not only save themselves from the gutter, and now back at it to the top of the podium for match 21. Sharper Esports on the rise.
Yeah, that was really unfortunate for some of these top teams here, but Sharper Esports played their cool, they understood their timings, but what a big play there coming from Tanoy, making sure that his teammates were going out there and making sure his teammates get in safety here and denying Cerberus Esports those win here. However, for those of you who just missed us today, that is pretty much a recap here as Battle Arena Elite start things off by catching off Buriram United's players right off the bat, and we do see a lot of skirmishes coming from LG Divine as they get flushed from FTF. Very similar performances coming in from yesterday's games as well, as they were struggling their way through here. But as the game progressed, every single team was struggling to rotate in this circle just because of how hard it is to rotate in between the cracks of the mountains into his next phase of circle. And just like that, every single team was clustered into this circle. Even Buriram United, they were caught off. They had to take fights after fights in front of them, but look at this. There were so many angles taking a jab at them. They had Day Trade Gaming, they had FTF, they had a BE in front of them, just denying them those wins. And that was just so unfortunate for them. But eventually, it led out towards the open wheat fields of this vicinity, where it came to a three-way showdown between Sharper Esports, Magic Gaming, and also Cerberus Esports. But eventually, Sharper Esports had the upper hand, had the advantage, and they will be the one to take the chicken dinner in the final days here in PCS3 Game 1 Contra.
That's right, and that was a phenomenal game that we just witnessed, and a lot of all these sort of tough angles for any sort of teams to be playing out through the valleys out there. And well, we just saw so many casualties in the mid-game itself and dwindling down to only those few remaining teams out there. It's 20 points being garnered by Sharper Esports by the end of the run. But from the future, before they crashed out with only 3 placement points, they did secure 10 kills to the back from that southeastern corner that we mentioned early on. And Magic Esports doing about the same as well. They did get about 6 points in placement, 7 points for kills, and that will equated to 13 points to tie it off with from the future. Hydra with 9, 8 points for Cerberus Esports, Unicorn Sniper down with 6, 5 for Day Trade Gaming as well as Division X, while Battle Arena Elites comes up with 4. And it looks like we have pretty much a tie of points between Buriram as well as LG Divine, following with the likes of Fury.
Yeah, and seeing how the stats are from this game here, it's a little bit interesting to see, because LG Divine, you know, we thought it was pretty much LG Divine's chance to actually catch up in terms of score, but Buriram United Esports, they have got to be counting the lucky stars, because they fell a little bit too early in the early bat. But fortunately for this round, they are tying in terms of scores with LG Divine. So as of now, as the game is going to be getting lesser and lesser here, Buriram, they are going to be pretty happy with their current leaderboard positioning here, Contra.
Yeah, with that, you can definitely say that they are happy with this. As long as they stay consistent, it doesn't matter if they score exactly the same points on each round against LG Divine. All LG Divine needed is one big fat chicken dinner to chase up, and that's pretty much it. Like you saw, 20 pointers going over on towards the Sharper Esports side, just with just one game in the bag. So there are still chances for the side of LG Divine in the upcoming 3 rounds to go. So, and it could possibly change, but as of now, nobody could possibly touch the likes of Buram United Esports. And, last season, it's about 180 over points to be able to close out the entirety of the tournament. I think Buram United Esports here is looking to set a record high as compared to PCS2.
Yeah, and they're, 7 points away from closing out the entire series, but will they be able to finally claim their final podium in this PCS3 here? Because having the championship title is got to be the biggest bragging rights in the history of PUBG PC. However, things may be coming to a close very shortly here, but this first game, a little bit slow on their end here, but we got to take a look here. Sharper Esports, 4th place, taking away the spots away from Cerberus Esports and kicking Fury down to 6th place as well. Contra, what? Ooh, this is not looking too good for the guys from Fury here, because they were very consistent throughout PCS 1 and 2, but PCS 3 seems like they're getting knocked off from their high horse here, Contra.
Yeah, and if we look at the standings as well, with one game of difference between the top 4 all the way down towards number 6, there's expected to be changes right there, because it's still pretty much a single-digit score line between all these sort of the teams over on towards that region. Same goes to the middle of the pack as well. So I'm not too sure. They're just doing a whole lot of exchanges right there, and it just shows that the competition right here is just absolutely competitive between all these top 16 teams that are on board for the APAC region. And I believe that that's all that we do get from our very first game for our final day here. There's still 3 more runs to go. We're going to be heading in towards Myanmar shortly. And of course, a big shout out to PUBG Corporation, Geek Events, 10K Revolution, as well as Cause and Effect. With that, we'll be coming back after a short commercial break for our upcoming match.
สวัสดีครับผมตองเคนะครับอยู่ทีม Geek Esports นะครับมาจากประเทศไทยครับ
สวัสดีครับผมเบลมอสนะครับอยู่ทีม Dated Gaming ครับมาจากประเทศไทยครับ
PUBG ครับข้อ2ครับพี่ Scar L อีก3ข้อมันเป็น D SR กับ D เขาเรียกว่าอะไรอะปืนระยะไกลหมดเลยครับพี่3ข้อ
มีเวกเตอร์มี UC แล้วก็มีทอมมี่กันครับ
UMP UZI ทอมมี่กันเวกเตอร์คอสโบแล้วก็ปืนพก1911 P ครับแล้วก็ M24 ครับอยู่ในเขาเรียกว่าอะไรพี่สถานการณ์ครับตอนโดดล่มลงมาครับมันจะมีบางปืนที่โดดช้ากับโดดไวครับถ้าเราเลือกมันไม่สามารถเลือกได้อยู่แล้วพี่ว่าเราจะหยิบปืนที่โดดไวหรือโดดช้ามีผลต่อการแข่งกัน
ก็ผมว่ามันสำคัญครับเพราะว่าเวลาแค่2 วิ3 วิก็สามารถโดนคู่แบบศัตรูมายิงเราโดยที่เราแบบไม่ได้สู้ได้PUBG ครับเป็นมอเตอร์ไซค์กับรถดอมครับไม่ใช่ดาเซียไอรถมิราม่ามันเรียกรถอะไรวะใช่ครับมิราโดAKM ครับ
โอ้โห PUBG ครับ AUG
PUBG ครับเบอร์ลิวครับ
เสียง M4 ครับแพทเก่า
PUBG ครับScar L ครับPUBG ครับ PUBG เหมือนจะเป็นกระทะสีขาวน่าจะเป็น PCS 1ครับน่าจะ1คำถามอะไรแบบนี้แล้วก็พร้อมครับพร้อมที่จะลุย PCS 3นี้ครับ ก็ติดตามผมได้ที่ทวิตเฟียร์มอดนะครับ แล้วก็ฝากเชียร์เดเทดเกมมิ่งด้วยครับ ที่เพจเดเทดเกมมิ่งครับ แล้วก็ฝากโหวตกันด้วยนะครับเดเทดเกมมิ่งในวันเสาร์นี้ครับ PCS3 ขอบคุณครับ
ก็ติดตามผมได้ที่ทวิตทีวีนะครับตองเคนะครับสะกดตามตัวครับแล้วก็ฝากติดตามทีม Magic Esports ด้วยครับที่แฟนเพจ Magic Esports ครับแล้วก็ฝากเชียร์ Magic Esports ในศึก PCS3 วันเสาร์วันอาทิตย์นี้ด้วยครับขอบคุณมากครับ
ก็พวกเราจะทำให้ดีที่สุดใน PCS3 APAC ครับ
มาเชียร์ตัวแทนทีมชาติไทยด้วยกันนะครับ
Hi, I am Matt Lee, also known as Ronan. I play for Fury and I am representing Australia in PCS3.
My name is Juxi. I currently play for Battle Arena Elites, and although I reside in Australia, we're representing Malaysia, Singapore in PCS3. PUBG.
Damn.
Our angle is 8 by 8 kilometers.
PUBG. Severny, Yasnaya, Rozhok.
Welcome back to the PCS3, all brought to you by PUBG Corporation's Geek events, as well as Cause and Effect and K&K Revolution. We're only down to 3 more games to go as Sharper Esports have took the very first win of the day. It's going to be Isaac Baby here with me, Contra. Well, sorry, I forgot the 1-2 at the back.
Hey,
well,
it's all
of course, we're going to be going in towards our next game shortly, but what a match that was as we see a very chaotic moment inside of the Desert Plains of Miramar early on. And I expect this next game here to be even more furious, but before that, we're going to be covering the top damage dealers of match 21.
Yeah, this is currently your top damage dealers for match 21 with 11165. New face to the table here with FTF controlling the entirety tempo here, destroying so many players from the eastern corner of that circle here, doing 650 damage here. Tonke on the second place here with 583 points. No surprises coming from Magic Esports, very consistent coming from them in the map of Miramar. Kim Siva also very consistent, will be on the third place here with 563 points. Imuma from Magic Esports going to be in 4th place here with 515 damage total here. Maximus is going to be on the 5th place here with 435 damage total done there. And what's really surprising for me was I'm surprised that Tinoy was not in the damage department here, as considering that he was the one that clutched out so many of those crucial kills, saving his teammates time and time again there, Contra.
Yeah, like we saw a lot of all these already great flank coverage coming in from Tinoy, but I guess that he plays a very supportive role in that very moment as he managed to provide enough cover fire to be able to let the rest of the teammates to be revived in that sort of instance. And with that, they did manage to get most of their members to be able to cover that late game skirmish where it was only down to Magic Esports' final 2 members before taking that chicken dinner.
Yeah, seeing this games coming in from them, and like we were expecting that, hey, the top 5s, they're gonna go all out the first game. We saw Buriram United and LG Divine, they were trying to make certain plays where they were trying to get in the circle, get killed, but Buriram, they were caught rather early by Battle Arena Elites, which is very uncommon here, because usually we expect Battle Arena Elites to actually rotate a little bit later than the usual draw spots, and they got contested, and losing their star player right off the bat wasn't a great position that Buriram wanted. But despite all the chaos and all the misses here, they still got themselves 3 kills while getting pincered from multiple teams here in the name of FTF, Day Trade Gaming, and also Battle Arena Elites. Whereas LG Divine, right off the get-go, they lose so many members in the favor of FTF. So it's no surprises that why FTF has one of the highest damage in that game, because they did so well in match 21. Meanwhile, as the game is closing and getting closer and closer towards the end of the journey of PCS3, this is going to be match 22 in the map of Miramar as we are taking off the flight path off the coast of Puerto so heading towards the northern section of this map, Contra.
Yep, and we're coming all the way from the south side all the way up north, and a couple of these teams are already looking to book their way in towards Los Leones. You can see 3 of these teams already floating right in. Purple Fury as well as the Unicorn side, but Da Nang. And Day Trade's going to be moving across in towards perhaps the likes of Chumachera, but it's going to be a very long float, so I'm guessing that there'll be vehicles for them to be able to do exactly just that. Now, Victim Rise headed towards the side of Power Grid, while Cerberus will be going directly inside of Picado. But Angel Alliance members, they are pretty much segregated. They're looking for the scrap loots to control the entirety of the highway coming in from the southwest side of Picado. But looking at the side of Sharper Esports, who just won that previous game, he's going to be facing off against the King of Clutches of Vietnam, Dat Blue. But Dat Blue, he just got himself a couple of vehicles and he is already on the run.
Yeah, and speaking of the circle here, it's pretty much, I wouldn't say a balanced circle, but you can see teams are coming from the southern section here. They are going to be taking a relatively late rotation, heading towards the north side of the circle here. And Angel Alliance, they are going to be on one of the furthest end of the circle here. But look at this, Contra. Unicorn, far south on the circle and nowhere close to their usual drop spots as well. And rotating through the rocky terrains in Miramar, that's not going to be a great sign for them here, as this circle is going to be a disastrous one for them here. However, let's take a look at the stats here coming from the previous previous winner of the game here. Sharper Esports ranked currently in number 4 with a total points of 142 here, Contra.
Yeah, they've got a total of 100 kills. Congratulations for the team of Sharper Esports that have been able to break that triple-digit kills altogether. And so far, they've only got themselves their very first winner in a chicken dinner in that previous game. And it's been a long wait for all the Sharper Esports fans out there, and they have been able to deliver when it mattered the most. And Kim Siva have always been on the top fragging board. And of course, by the very end of the chapter here, they definitely deserve at least a glorious moment to be remembered in the history books of PCS3 here. Now, for the side of Magic, they'll be getting themselves in towards a couple of all these areas of play from the likes of San Martin. Imuma was also the key player in that previous round here to be able to get quite a astounding performance, and he's got quite a number of all these kills out there. Battle Arena Elites now already moving out of Minas Generalis and towards the next phase. This could be relatively comfortable, but I'm not too sure whether if there's going to be any sort of setup coming from Victim Rise.
Well, Contra, this is an interesting play from BAE once again here, because they are one of the first teams to rotate in the circle once again, this time even earlier from the previous round here. As early on, they did manage to catch up the guys from Buriram here. However, look at this, Contra. Fun fact again, Contra. Imuma setup is pretty much, well, before we get into a little bit more in the setup here, because Battle Arena Elites, they will be crashing into his FTF here. This is kind of scary here for the guys from FTF, Contra.
Yeah, and then we saw early on that these teams have been having locked horns for quite a number of games in the entirety of the days of play, but Hexagon sprint for his life out in the open field, and I guess that Battle Arena Elites have already missed the opportunity to be able to catch them off, and a couple of shots being fired to be signifying that, hey, we do take over this entirety of the area here, and I guess at the very least, Hexagon just got the essentials for him to survive.
Well, I'm not sure what is Battle Arena strategy here, but it's somehow making people very afraid about the other people here, because right now they're just randomly crashing compounds just to zone them out. In this case, they pretty much bought a little bit of time for themselves and delay FTVF's looting phase there, and that's gotta be not looking good for them here. Meanwhile, Fury, they will be the ones to actually rotate away out of Los Leonas now, so they will be the next team to actually rotate to the next phase of Circle here. But back to the point of the fun fact here, Contra, Imuma hits the equipments there, pretty much the same one as mine once again here, Contra.
Well, I don't see you being a pro player with that equipment just about yet. Just a little bit of a joke,
that's the thing.
course.
I am a pro caster. Hey.
Okay, that works exactly just fine. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that if you guys want to be following your idols, you could get exactly the same sort of headsets or gears that you could possibly get for you to excel in all of your PUBG matches here. PCS3 so far delivering a whole lot of the show-stopping performance, and my goodness, we see a lot of all these teams, of course, chasing their way in and out. Cerberus as well as Sharper Esports now currently tied with the same points, and 1 point behind them is going to be Fury, which I do expect those changes to come by throughout the midst of the game. But with this sort of phase moving all the way up north, LG Divine had a really good hit start due to the likes they start off within those San Martin slum areas, as they have already moved past the valley all the way towards the far north. But the problem is Hydra Gaming, they are pretty much surrounding the likes of LG Divine. If that circle pushes all the way back down to the south, LG Divine's going to be having a little bit of a problem. But Buram United is going for the same exact sort of rotation. They are gatekeeping that intersection between that four-way crossroad.
Yeah, this is the almost near identical circle from the previous game here, and because of this, things are not looking good here. Meanwhile, Connexy, roadkill there. EAD, he's gonna be one of the first team members to get a knock right off the bat, and this, hopefully this does not transition into the tilt here, because game is gonna continue here. Meanwhile, shots are getting fired here from the side of Sharper Esports as they try to catch out some of the stragglers here coming from the map. Members of Purple Mood. So Sharper Esports looks like they are going to be playing very identical strategies from the previous games here as they try to set up a couple of potential roadkills. However, Purple Mood will somehow manage to dodge the grabs of Sharper Esports, Contra.
Yeah, Sharper having members set all across the corners. Now it's going to be a little bit of spray coming from Exonus. Does connect a lot of all these damage being done, but not enough to actually take him off the vehicle though. Exono still trying for another one in the form of Los Santos, if I'm not mistaken. And this is going to be a exchange that comes in. Oh, Exonos! He clipped enough, and it's going to be Boston's that loses out. What a phenomenal finishing move coming from the winners of the last game, and Exonos delivers.
Yeah, they've expended so much ammunition for this roadblock here, and fortunately for them, that's an important kill that they need here. That's going to be a little bit more ammunition swinging the way of Sharper Esports, and because of that, things would have been really, really costly for Sharper Esports, as considering that if they did not get anything out of those sprays here, they have pretty much lost out the entire economy to drag out into the later stage of the game, especially considering that it's only been 8 minutes into the game and there's 16 teams alive throughout the entirety of the circle here. So that small kill right there is going to give them a little bit of help here going in towards the later stage of the game. So great stuff coming from Sharper Esports, but the game continues. Meanwhile, Ferox here, they're going to be setting their eyes on towards the guys from DXG. Pretty much not secured the compound yet. So as of now, we are going to be expecting a little bit of a battle of attrition here coming from them. But DXG, they're considering of bailing out of this fight now, Contra.
Yeah, I gotta say that they don't really have the best sort of angles to be able to work out some of all these sort of trades, but look at what we have. LG Divine having some real good chances here at securing a lot of ground, but Hydra Gaming doing exactly the same, and they could potentially gatekeep anyone that's coming in from the southern side. Well, Magic just by the edge of it alongside Battle Arena, as well as Buram United. So Buram, they do have some clearance if they want to move further up northward, so that's a lot of room that they could potentially play around with. Performance going to be playing the safe way around towards the eastern side if they could. And Sharper's going to be moving right in as well. Fury now with a flurry of bullets coming in towards the air. But Ballerina moving deeper and deeper past these sort of the open areas of the terrains. And they possibly will be able to take things relatively slowly as they are just taking a couple of checkpoints and just checking out whether if that compound's going to be safe for them to play.
Yeah. Meanwhile, having the circle with Torrehamada in the vicinity here, a lot of teams may not know this, but Torrehamada is pretty much a very unfrequent grounds to actually cover here. Meanwhile, oh, shots are coming fired here. Sharper was setting their second roadblock here, and this time they will clap inside in the back here. And just like that, they've got another kill here, but looks like they will not be able to secure those ammunition, and they will need to bail out as Yukika Mukao will try and tag out a little bit of economy there, but their tires is pretty much been popped up, and they will lose more than what they can chew out of this here, as Fury not just losing inside, they will lose some of those vehicles in the hands of Sharper Esports Contra, but 6x now getting knocked off, and that's going to be the opening pick that Fury wants to actually try and retaliate into this fight here, Contra.
And you can see Kakamukao does get quite a long-range shot with his Mini 14. Eliminates 6 sacks off the record here. And man, Fury still managing to pull off quite a stint, especially losing insight on the hands of Kim Sieva. And Cerberus will still be docking in by the corners of Hacienda de Patron. But Victor Rise, they're just trailing right behind him. And both of these teams really have to make a move. With a member of Cerberus already marched out in towards the nearby vicinities, and Victim Rise might just actually fancy their chances for getting a little bit of pick off. Same goes towards the side of Sophia, as they are now getting a little bit of glimpse of everything. But Timoy, he takes out Solozi, and that was what Victim Rise was looking for.
Yeah, Cerberus did not expect this as well, as one of the members already bailed out of him here. So Lodesi will be pretty much caught out by the stragglers of Whipped and Rise. Meanwhile, the game continues here. Cerberus is what they're trying to rotate their way in the next phase of circle here. And Ballerina Elites that pretty much found themselves a compound here, looking very happy about this. They are going to be leaving Sophia to try and lurk around the bushes here, to try and go in for potential flanks here, coming from any teams trying to go for the fights here. Meanwhile, Sophia, he does scout out movements coming to Cerberus. He's looking to pop those tires here. Can he look for those headshots? But Cerberus Esports, they're completely bailing out of this fight here. Sophia, they have perfect information what's about to happen here, but he's gonna look for those extremely precise shots here. Sophia is looking to go and pop those hits off Cerberus Esports. Looks like the shots has been fired. He gets one shot in, but not going to be enough to take him out. So that's going to be a missed opportunity there. But fortunately for them, Cerberus will live to tell another day as they try to survive for another fight here. But Circle, look at this Contra. It is going to be swinging towards the western side of Cruz de Vel, where every mountain terrain, we are going to see a lot of cracks in these mountains, where teams are going to be able to sneak through in towards this next phase of the Circle here.
And LG Divine is conquering that terrain, as you mentioned. They are smack towards the center for the longest time, but now with JN driving right across the fields, he's trying to gather forces with the rest of the members of LG Divine. With DXG looking past them as well, they have received full vital information of LG Divine. Now, same goes towards the side of Nikki. Nikki, who does not really see so much of a playtime here, finally gets back on towards the game itself, and well, this is going to be a 4-man strong on the side of the LG Divine, but here comes Mad Dog doing a lot of damage towards the side of Unicorn Cyber Danang as they negate them from coming right in. LG and Bond looking to actually secure this kill, and they will drop out of the vehicle for the moment. Unicorn Cyber Danang might just actually lose this vehicle, but best, his stays are pretty much numbered with the rain of nades coming right in.
Yeah, he don't just lose his vehicle there, he's gonna lose his life on the contrary as well. Unicorn, they're still outside the circle, and Archangel is gonna be, Angel Alliance is gonna be the ones to actually gatekeep them here, as the Angels from Death of gonna be setting up the perfect trend for this extinct animal, or I would say mythical creatures of the fantasy there.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's no animal when it comes down to angels. And well, you imagine your guardian angel to be, I don't know if it's an animal. It must be a bird.
I'm talking about unicorn, bro. I'm
yeah.
talking about Unicorn.
Okay, Unicorn. Oh, okay, both goes about the same. Okay, fair enough. Then they are a mythical creature. So Fury now driving alongside, and Klee will be the next one to be clipped out, and another Unicorn goes extinct.
Does Unicorn even exist in the first place, though?
Hey, don't question that. A lot of Unicorn, I mean, My Little Pony lovers out there will be hunting out after you if you're gonna be saying so. But for Fury, they're already driving all across the corner. It doesn't seem like they have a clue where exactly they want to book. And Ferox, another fellow Australian that will be waiting alongside, that could potentially pose a threat towards the likes of Fury Australia.
Yeah, and seeing how the circle is here, like I said, there are so many cracks to actually rotate the next phase circle, and I'm liking this decision coming from DXG to control a big portion of this map, and on top of that as well, they've got so much information here. With those high grounds, they are going to be putting a lot of teams in some trouble, but guess what? It's time to get out those high scores, because the circle is not going to be helping them at all, because it's pretty much a scam circle where all these teams thought this is going to be a mounted fight. Looks like we are going to see some really hard open field fights here, and this is where teams who do not have vehicles will pretty much get obliterated by every single team docking in towards the desert wastelands here, Contra.
Yeah, and speaking of which, Cerberus is now trying to drive past towards the side of Hydro, and Daytrade trying to book one for themselves as well. Fury will be moving once again, as many of these teams are currently on wheels. LG Divine looking to actually pick off anyone that comes right by, as Angel Alliance is still waiting by the corners of the water treatment, with Unicorn members all hiding by the edge. They've already picked on 2, so they want to make it a full flush to be able to secure 4 kills in the back. But Bibazuzu has other plans as well. He'll be able to actually catch one now. Oh, great spray! Half HP being taken out over on the corner. Evil Patrick with the recall control of the barrel. Absolutely magnificent, but that blue now tanking the blue a little bit. I guess that's where the name comes from. A little bit of stun grenades being popped right out there, and that blue will be the next one to fall. But he actually drops towards the blue zone, but still chances for them to be able to secure the kill nonetheless. Magic Esports is now the first team to fall.
Yeah, that's super unfortunate for Magic Esports, considering that they had a great run coming from game number 20 here, but now match 22 is going to continue here. Sorry, match 21 is going to continue. Well, Fury, they are going to be stalking their horses in towards the shelter, but at the same time, not the most ideal situation here, where all their vehicles are pretty much exposed for Ferox, and they are going to be taking a little bit jab there as Fury. They're going to wait up on Flood to reset his health, as they are going to make a dip out of the shelter here. Meanwhile, our Angel Alliance, they are going to be pushing their way up top here at DXG. Pretty much hurt the entire commotion from Angel Alliance as well as Unicorn. And they are going to be the ones to try and gatekeep this way through. IQ 500 once again, a step ahead of the pack, is going to try and lead this charge to try and get potential pickoffs here. And look at this. They will see the guys from Angel Alliance. They are pretty much caught out the open. And IQ 500 will destroy with a double headshot in his head. And just like that, AGN boss gets taken out. Mad Dog is looking to creep his way under the guys from DXG, but will he be able to pull a big one? Because DXG, they know what's up, Contra, but Nefero will steal the kill away from them. Oh, that is so unfortunate there. Now you can see Mad Dog is gonna go for the push. He did not expect this push, and Mad Dog tries to cut his way through, but unfortunately gets shut off by IQ 500 with the Groza spray down. Contra, IQ 500 is insane.
That was insane. Absolutely insane. I'm on the same track. Did you saw how he just flicked on top of the hill and just unleashed that 2-tap to be able to get that knock? It is almost unbelievable, but that's what we saw. And Angel Alliance absolutely shouted from that skirmish, and even with Battle Arena Elites chipping in from the back as well, they will be hugging by the corners real tight. Buram United, they are now locking horns against the likes of Sharper Esports, while LG Divine taking the opposite corner where Buram United is currently at, as they are all the way up to the far north, and Christoval will eventually be fully shut out. So Cerberus Esports now needs to find a way to really hold on tightly, while Hydra Gaming hasn't really moved all too far away from where they first left off.
Yep, long range gunfights are already coming as well. Division X Gaming, they're going to be trading a couple of shots here with LG Divine, but at the same time, they all have to make it the next phase of circle. Division X Gaming, they know there's going to be BAE behind them as well, but on front of them, they're kicking some serious fire as well. Just like that, they're going to be taking some annoying fights here, but Division X Gaming looks like they will set their targets to force their way into the vicinity of Victim Rise. Smokes are coming in, but Division X, they're trying to get those knocks in. Unfortunately, they can't seem to finish well as Victim Rise, they're still rising from the ashes, and they know that Division X Gaming is in the pressure here. They're going to force their way through. A big one comes in. Nope, it will tack onto the vehicles, but as of now, there's smokes everywhere in the vicinity of Victim Rise. But that should be all for now, as the rest of the team from the southern section here, as Battle leads, is going to make their way in the next phase of circle. But look at this huge cluster, and just like that, Victim Rise, they get the knock on the DXG. FTF wipes out another team off the map here. But Victim Rise, they have to bail this fight here. They've lost so much of this vehicle. Division X Gaming, look at this, the desperation of them to try and force their way in the next phase of zone. But the nades are coming in from all the angles, and it is going to be Division X Gaming taking a nice knock towards Gen Force. And they are going to be in some serious fight. A huge nade comes in. Does it connect? No, it will not. As Victim Rise, they're edging into the next phase of circle. But little did they know, Day Trade Gaming is going to be joining the fight very soon. But another nade comes in, and they're all dead. No, one more HP. The Molly's going to catch him. And just like that, they go back into the ashes here, Contra.
And 10 kills coming in for the side of FTF. They are wiping out all this sort of cluster that's coming from the side of the west side. And they trade the loss out of DXG. They do get quite a number as well. Victim Rise loses out on Chimoy as well. And LG Divine, they waited for that opportunity to cut right in. They know that there's going to be a whole lot of teams, and now they're making right pass. He does get a little bit of the damage off, and it'll be a flash that gets knocked off by the side of JN. Still more troubles up ahead, and DXG are taking out members of the side of Victim Rise. One pan shot over the back for the side of JN. Lucky for him, he still stands. And members of the LG Divine, they have yet to find a single kill, and they're trying to rotate the other way around. And that's going to be where Fury's going to be moving past ahead, and Day Trade is going to be the biggest problem for LG Divine to face.
Not just Day Trade here, because we are going to be expecting a four-way showdown here, Contra. Anywhere LG Divine go, they are going to be facing some teams here. They're going to meet either DXG, Day Trade, or Fury, and they are in for serious trouble. They need to take out all this competition. Can't they do that? Because right now, they're getting suppressed fire from multiple angles here. And Battle Arena Elites, despite hearing all these gunshots, they are going to be fighting the guys from Hydra Gaming, who's been laying low for quite some time here. Sophia, he's creeping his way through. He tries to push forward towards Hydra Gaming, but little did it know, they are going to be walking into a serious ambush here. 10 seconds left on the clock. They have to push in. Contra, what will LG Divine do? Because right now, they're trapped like rats in a cage. They have to make a play, but off the kill feed, we see Noadra nading Kim Silver off the map here. So Purium, they are going to be looking for a little bit kills here, but looks like Division X game, they will concede, but right now, LG Divine, besides Division X, BAE wants a piece of the action here. They want to take out the defending champions. On the contrary here, will they survive here, Contra? Because the smokes are being set up here. They have to make a play here, Contra.
And it seems like LG Divine really has to make a push no matter what the cost is. So they really have to get through either the likes of Fury or even the side of DXG. And here comes a couple of nades popping right in. And it's going to be Simon that actually gets a knock over the side of Sophia. But it's going to be a trade back that comes all the way to backstab with Haisaki chipping in. Cerberus actually giving a little bit of assistance of an alliance. But here comes another sort of connection coming right through. Levi's going to be able to knock down Flood. Belmuff's going to be the next one to fall as well. LG Divine still managed to make it out alive, and Joxi will burn off Simon T. So, Battle Arena leads. Though they might have lost Sophia in the process, there's still a lot more to come. If Neferhor over on the other corner, 80's gonna be able to limit Subao, and you can see the kill feed is going absolutely frenzy. 29 HP left on the side of Neferhor as well, and they are just being suppressed. Fire in the hole. There's a big nade flying in the way of the side of Neferhor, but Nikki's the next one to fall. And Day Trade, they are slowly chipping down LG Divine in towards a single member left, and Fury pushing right in. It might have been the demise of Fury. Oh my goodness! What on earth? I thought that Levi's would be a goner, but it's Hexagon that does chip in, and suddenly the tides have turned for Fury, and now Fergus comes in.
Oh, look at this, Contra. The XG, they finally got the gatekeep successfully here. But now, they've got the damage done. Meanwhile, Cerberus Esports, they have been taking some serious heavy fire from the east side here. Buriram United wasn't giving them the biggest problem. But this time, Battle Arena is going to chip in alongside with Hydra Gaming here. And right now, they're caught out in the boat. The zone is coming in. Loki, he needs to reposition himself. Then Ferro, he's looking to get those kills CS here. But unfortunately, he gets a little bit too greedy as Fergus from the XG comes from the north side. They will get a finish here. And Juicy is going to be playing the prone game. He needs to play it safe here. Can he go to the headshot? He exposes as well. But the repick comes in from the XG. And that's going to be Battle Arena eliminated at 8 plays with DXG getting 10 kills in total. They want to push into the top 2. Can they do it? Because right now, Buriram United, they're down 2 men. Got me on the EAD. They're going head to head against Purple Moon. And just like that, Purple Moon, they're outside the circle. 80 seconds left on the clock. They want every man in this game. They're going to try to pick up Nawadra here. Meanwhile, okay, this Contra just moments. He's barely at the edge of the circle. He needs to heal up, but the circle might kill them off. Levi's, he's going to get more kills here from the side of LG Divine as well. It might be a close call between the top 4 in this game here, Contra.
And we definitely see DX here really pumping up the pressure right here with a whole lot of adrenaline, with Fergus really being the key member that did a whole lot of damage. I'm not surprised if he becomes the top fragger by the end of it all. And FTF, they're just hugging by the creases of the corner. They're trying to march right in, but it's going to be Levi's. The small problem that they have here, it's going to be a duke out between Hexagon ID as well as himself, but Buriram United, they're staying with all 4 members intact. And same goes to the side of FTF, while the rest of the teams are pretty much depleted. Now, charging right in, they're trying to hunt out for just moments. Who's currently looking for a little bit of cover. Gypsy Danger's going to be on the other edge. Connexi gets picked up by Mipan Zuzu. Instead, the rest of Buriram could not go in for the save. And now down towards 3 members out there. Just moments right down below. And it will be a little bit of Nate to try to flush him off. And that possibly wouldn't really do all too much towards the side of the remaining member of the side of Purple Boot. Now, hanging by 10 line, and Levi's finally gets the pick that he's been looking for. Hexagon gets removed. A little bit of flash coming right in, and Triple X will shut down Divine.
Oh, what a performance here coming from FTF. But guess what? FTF, they get taken out a lot as well here. Buriram, they lost a couple of members here. But right now, Buriram, they got a little bit overconfident here, trying to go for those push there. But unfortunately, they will lose 1 member. But they are still having 3 men here. But shots are coming from inside here. Cerberus Esports, they have been playing a little bit slow. This time, they will join in the fight here, trying to give hell towards Buriram here, as the tag team is going to be coming in as well. Looks like we are losing a lot of members from every single team. And Buriram, they're looking pretty healthy. And Cerberus wants a piece of this action here. While this is happening, DSG is going to sit this one out and let them take each other out here. And Nawadra, he will get destroyed from Just Moments, and eventually Just Moments gets traded off by EAD. But Buriram, they lose another member, and this is going to be very, very happy for the rest of the teams in this game, with DXG having 3 alive, BRU 2 in the process here, Contra.
Now, Cerberus taking it slowly. Buriram has been playing it very defensively to get themselves in towards this top 5 position, and happy for them as LG Divine gets taken out with all that sort of pressure that was mounting from the northern section out there, and FTF eventually will be able to just see the light of day. And with this sort of a long out trade out there on the 28th-minute mark, phase 8's going to be come by just about 45 seconds from now. And it's going to be a little bit of a standstill before they further commit to this. Everyone's just hugging by the corners of the phase currently, as Haisaki, they are still trying to deal with the rest of Buriram United. Now only down to 2 men for each side here, as they are trying to take each other out. Cerberus, they did saw 2 chicken dinners coming along the way yesterday, but now another shot comes in from Day Trade, and this is not looking all too good for the likes of Buriram. Well, now he heard those shots, and they want a piece of the action. He might just be able to actually chip right in, and now he's trying to snipe him out on the way. Norris just on the corner, so this Molotov might just be able to burn both of them.
Oh, FTF will be the one to get 15 kills. What a play from FTF. But from the future, they're looking for more DXG. They've got 11. They're also trying to pull up the ranks here, and they finally made their way into the top 3. Division X Gaming, they want to take the title away here, and they will shut down the members from Buriram United Esports. But Buriram, they've got the score so much. We're down towards the top 3. DXG, 3-man alive. They want to close out this game finally, but can they do it though? Because right now, Fergus is going to go for the push. He scouts out the members from Cerberus Esports, and they are going to go and finish off Haisaki, as Basil is going to be tanking the zone here, but the zone is going to be hurting a little bit too much. And can he survive? I don't think he will, but looks like he will try and risk it here with him popping the first AK. DXG cleaning and sweeping every inch of this final zone here, Contra.
And ED, the only member remaining, he might just actually get a little bit of a glimpse of Basil. He's bringing out the SLR. He's hoping to get at least a top 2 position, and that will further get their chances way up high for them to just close out the competition over in this match of Mirai itself. But oh my goodness, what a refract coming in from the side of Basil that will be able to eliminate Edie, and this game has been said and done. Division X Gaming further climbs their way up the charts with this massive chicken dinner to be pulling right through the chorus, and now they're giving all the top dogs a run for the money.
What a game there coming from Division X Gaming. They are pulling rank in this game here with enough this dominating performance here. What a game coming from them as well, as they managed to take their chicken dinner despite having a lot of valiant attempts in yesterday's games as well. But today, they're looking strong. They're looking to take down the top 2 positions as well. Can they chase the points here? Is it possible for Division X Gaming to actually sweep under the rug against Buriram United and also LG Divine's spots here in this top 2 position here? Because as of now, the Vietnamese team is looking very, very scary in the final days here in PCS3.
There's a glimmer of hope left for the side of Division X Gaming to be able to overtake even the likes of LG Divine. And if they get one more, who knows what are the chances for them to be able to take the top of the podium by the end of the day. And we see a whole lot of all these setups coming in from the highlights initiated by the likes of Sharper Esports, and Victim Rise also catches one by the side of Hacienda del Patron.
Yeah, and seeing how this play happened as well, Magic Esports was doing pretty okay here. But for those of you who just missed out on us on the recaps here, this is pretty much what exactly happened in that game here. We saw a huge cluster of teams towards the northwest section in the Cruz de Val circle here, where you see LG Divine was pinned by the multiple teams, including the guys from Division X Gaming, Day Trade Gaming, and also Fury. But eventually, From the Future was causing so much havoc into the eastern side here, and I feel like From the Future, they are a team that we got to be watching out a little bit more, because today they are climbing their ranks in this chicken dinner here. But eventually, Division X Gaming was the team that prevailed the onslaught on the northwest section of Circle. They were the gatekeepers. They eventually won every single fight and take out that competition. So congrats to them for taking the chicken dinner here. But nearing its end here in the PCS Season 3, we're down towards our final 2 games later on. But Division X Gaming, it seems like they are trying to pull the ranks here, Contra.
That's right, and after this, we'll be moving in towards our penultimate round, and it's a massive 14 kills for Division X Gaming, but it's From the Future with the highlight reels on them with 15 kills on board, 24 points. Definitely will be pushing them to perhaps tie the scores with the likes of LG Divine, but we'll definitely have to check out on that. 9 points for both Cerberus as well as Buriram United. Meanwhile, LG Divine with 5. They really have to play catch up if they really need to get their hands on the trophy to defend the title. While Day Trade as well as Purple Moon Esports have did decently well with 4 kills apiece and ending up with 7 as well as 6 points for each of the team respectively. 3 points for Battle Arena Elites as well as Angel Alliance, Sharper with 2. Alongside with Victim Rise, Hydra Gaming, and Fury both gets 1 point, while the rest of them will not walk away with any points as well, dropping out relatively too early. And it was quite a shock, especially for Magic Esports, who definitely seen a better game back in our initial start of day number 6 on the top 2 of the standings, but they fall flat on the following game. And this is the total leaderboards as Buriram United Esports have found a way to break into the 190 mark.
Yeah, can they break into the 200 mark here? That's going to be my question here because we are down towards the final 2 games. And if they break the 200 mark, they're pretty much solidified their spots as the champions for PCS3 APAC. But LG Divine not too far behind here as they've got 172 points in top 2 here. But guess what, Contra? Division X Gaming pulling rank with that insane round in match 22 here will pull them way into its top 3 and 1 point shying away from LG Divine, kicking them off the top 2 position here. So we are going to be seeing a really, really close catch up here. But nevertheless, Contra, look at the bottom pack from the future with that 15 kills in match 22. They managed to climb in towards the top 8 with 124 points there, Contra.
Yeah, and that round was absolutely massive for the Indonesian side, but Fury seems to be going on a stagnant run, and they further slide down into our 6th spot with Sharper Esports already taking over, while a lot of all these teams have been moving back and forth from the second half of the table to the first half. But that was pretty much a magnificent performance that we just saw from majority of this team, and Buriram is looking very steady in all these sort of matches, and LG Divine now being halted for 2 games in a row. It means that they have to pull off the highs coming in for the final 2 rounds here to be able to reclaim glory by the end of PUBG Continental Series 3 APAC. So I believe that we are going for a short break. Of course, do enjoy the commercial, and we'll get ourselves a little bit of a water break, and we'll come back for our penultimate round of the PCS3.
Hi, I am Matt Lee, also known as Ronan. I play for Fury, and I am representing Australia in PCS3.
My name is Jukesy. I currently play for Battle Arena Elites, and although I reside in Australia, we're representing Malaysia, Singapore, and PCS3. PUBG.
Damn.
Our angle is 8 by 8 kilometers.
PUBG. Severny, Yasnaya, Rozhok, North Georgia Pole, or Georgia Pole in general, Primorsk, Pachinki, Milta. PUBG. Is that a question, or is that a...
It's not a question, man.
What is... we actually love Milta. I just think... I just love the layout of Milta. I just think the best players loot there. It's very fun to fight. I actually love contesting there. It's probably one of my best places to contest.
Anywhere but Milta. There's just too many good players that loot there, and I don't really... There's too many good players that loot there, and I'm really just not interested in fighting early against those sort of really exceptionally skilled players. PUBG. Okay, so Lipovka, Rozhok, Milta, Gatka. What's that other one? On the top right.
Fairy Pit.
Fairy Pit. Top right one. Top right one. You with the right? Huh? Kameshki. And Milta Power.
Oof.
Okay,
good job.
I'll take that. I'll take 5.
PUBG. What's that Russian place called? Well, they're not the Russian, but the nuclear bomb thing. Chernobyl. PUBG. I don't even know how much per map. That's a very... I didn't follow every 24 games. I'm gonna say us. Oh, Fury. Oh, actually...
Might be Divine.
No, we were Miramar. No, it was Divine. It'd be Divine. Divine sucked on Miramar. We did good on Miramar. Yep. So Divine. And I'm going to guess 8.8.
Well, if it's not Divine, then it would have had to be Fury. I'm going to guess 8.8.
Really?
Get stuffed. No way.
So much you drop on Minas? Minas is my second favourite place to drop.
Alrighty guys, that's it from me, Jukesy. Just want to let you all know that I'm a geographer, and for all of you to watch PCS3.
Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Remember to vote Fury, because this time we're actually going to win, and hopefully win a game as well.
สวัสดีครับผมนายกฤษดามักมงคลนะครับผมชื่อเล่นบีนนะครับตอนนี้อยู่ทีมบุรีรัมย์ยูไนเต็ดอีสปอร์ตมาจากประเทศไทยครับ
สวัสดีครับชื่อนายชนะพงศ์ศรีไม้ครับผมชื่อเล่นชื่อปื้มครับมาจากทีมบุรีรัมย์ยูไนเต็ดอีสปอร์ตครับผมมาจากประเทศไทยครับPUBG ครับไทยแลนด์เวียดนามฟิลิปปินส์มาเลเซียอินโดนีเซียครับผมแล้วก็โอชิเนียครับ
PUBG ข้อ 2 อะไรนะครับบันดุง PUBG ไปนาน
PUBG อาจินครับผมยังงั้นเอาข้อแรกได้ครับเลือก2 ข้อเลย1 2ครับผมครับผม
PUBG ข้อ 3 กับข้อ 4แล้วกันดูประหลาดดิ3 กับ 4อันนี้ตอบได้2 อย่างใช่ไหมหรืออย่างเดียวชื่อมันแปลกประหลาดมันมี
And welcome back to the PUBG Continental Series 3 here alongside with me, Contra, as well as Icy Baby 1-2. We'll be bringing you the commentary throughout the entirety of the run. And now we are in the penultimate stage here. 2 games to close out the entirety of the grand finals run right here in the PCS3. And we've seen some stellar games. And wow, what a run that we are seeing coming in from the likes of DXG. And they are really putting up a show, and they are now 1 point away from chasing up against LG Divine, potentially even knocking them down towards third placing right here.
Yeah, and speaking of third place here, let's take a look at the top 5 damage done in that match 22 here. First off, Division S Gaming here, we have IQ 500 with that insane 2-tap headshot towards the members of Angel Alliance here. 872 damage for IQ 500. Fergus on second place with 680 damage. Levi's from LG Divine 634 here with that insane clutch against a 1v2 situation early on against Fury. Nowadra on the 4th place here with 596 points, and New T from DXG on the 5th place here with 580 points in total there, Contra. So these are your damage dealers here, but I'm really surprised not to see any members from the future, considering that they've got 15 kills in match 22 here, Contra.
Yeah, I really have to agree with you that we saw so many of all these frags coming in on their way, but maybe there's a whole lot of third party going on. That might just be the case, but hey, the damages might just be equally distributed between all 4 of those members. Maybe they just hit about 500 on an average to be able to seal the entirety of the game with that 15k that they have managed to garner. And now in the top 8, it's going to be Angel Alliance really popping themselves back. Well, got to correct myself there. It's going to be from the future that has been able to get themselves in towards that ground that they've been looking for. But this is where we are at the tipping point already for some of these teams. LG Divine probably feeling extremely frustrated about their performance right now, but they have to put everything else aside and really get all the focus in towards these next 2 rounds. And we are playing inside of Angle, which we saw them actually taking really, really good positions, but they just need to know how exactly to close out the game like they did back in the previous weeks.
Yeah, and based on the previous, like this final 2 match, right? Especially in the map of Erangel, this is where every single team is the most comfortable out of all the maps available in the tournament itself here. Not just tournament in the game itself, but when it comes to this final match here, we saw moments of brilliance coming in from Battle Arena yesterday. We saw moments of brilliance coming from Angel Alliance here. 2 back-to-back chicken dinners in yesterday's performance here. But now, to decide the entirety of the tournament for themselves, especially for Buriram United, they have got to be very, very happy that they've gotten their way so far. They've got, hey, this might be the chance for us to finally take the championship's podium. Can they do it? All they got to do is just defend their title here. And not too far behind is going to be Division X and also going to be the guys from LG Divide. But nevertheless here, this is going to be match 23 in PCS3 APAC Day 6 in the map of Erangel, and the flight path will begin from the western side of Primos. Pretty southern flight path for all these teams here, and I'm worried here. It seems like we are going to be seeing some cliche niche circle or flight path coming into this game here, Contra.
Perhaps so, but it has been too soon to tell where exactly we'll go for the moment. But this will also negate a lot of all these drop points for the teams to be able to actually secure their township from the get-go. So many of these teams are looking for an alternative route. As for Battle Arena Elites, they will be able to get themselves back in towards Milta, while Purple Moon will be headed towards Milta Power instead, as they slowly drive in towards Lipovka. But and towards the middle, we do see both Magic as well as Ferox going at it once again inside of Pachinki. And this is where things are going to catch fire by the end of the game, because we are only down to the remaining 2. This is Buriram's turf, as they have secured the most points possible inside of Erangel. Whether or not they do get the chicken dinners inside of Erangel, they have always come in with the top 5 finish. But look at this circle, moving all the way in towards the eastern side.
This is by far one of the most horrendous drops I've ever seen in PCS3. Like, the flight path was in the south side, and this time the circle is going to push all the way towards the east side. Every single team who's pretty much going to be docking their usual drop spots in the northern section here is going to have a really, really late approach, especially if any of these teams decide to gatekeep the Yasnaya Bridge or Yasnaya Town themselves here. So we are going to see a huge cluster of teams going to be going head-to-head early on here. But for now, we can see the immediate rushes from every single team to find those vehicles and immediately rotate the next phase of circle here. However, Division X Gaming, they will be one of the first teams to actually reach towards their spot in the northern section here. It's going to be North Georgia coming from Division X Gaming, Contra.
And
or maybe
seems
not.
Like they will be yeah. I guess like they really want to cut through all the way from the north side of Stalbert to move all the way back, or perhaps they could just revisit the likes of Severny, since none of the teams will be able to reach all too quickly in towards the city. So there's ample time for them to still load up. So they've already got most of all these vehicles for the earliest possible rotation. But Noatra, what in the role is going on? They're getting all the fists in. They get some pretty much of a roadkill going on as well. So even more happy news ahead for the side of Buriram United, as now they add one more pointer on top of the leaderboard.
Yeah, and seeing how this is going as well, Division X Gaming, they are going to be docking towards Severny potentially here. So for them to actually take the northern approach is going to be A-okay for them here. Angel Alliance, they are going to be dropping the usual spots here. Novo, pretty safe approach for them. They can still use the ships to cross as well. But the only downside with that was that looking for landed vehicles is going to be a really, really tough call here. Unless they are going to be playing the safe approach here. In this case, the circle has not pretty much revealed themselves where... is this going to be a shoreline circle here? If it is, this might be the perfect opportunity here to set up the perfect bait or the perfect track along the shores here. Meanwhile, DXG, they are still taking a really, really long journey here as they are rotating towards the next phase of their usual drop spots here. And this is why I'm talking about the worst possible outcome can happen for Division X Gaming is pretty much happening right now. 4 minutes has passed and they have not looted anything, and on top of that, they're running on fumes on the vehicle as well here, Contra.
Yeah, and I think that this is quite a peculiar move, but will eventually reward them at the very end because they want to play the safest way possible to be able to overtake LG Divine. And this is where they go for a land where nobody will ever consider dropping, and that's Kameshki at the very top of the map over on the corner, while Battle Royale Elites finished up with their loots from the side of Milta, and now bypassing the likes of Prison as well as Shelter. This is the usual pathway, but there's a lot of troubles lying ahead as we see Victim Rise as well as Cerberus just being extremely close to them, and maybe if they were to just stuck by the top of the prison, they will be able to get a little bit of a glimpse of Cerberus to be able to open things up with a frag or two.
Yeah. Fun little fact here for those of you watching us before the show began here. There was an interesting quiz between Battle Arena Elites and also Fury there. But it's really interesting that they have this inside joke where, for those of you who do not know, is that I think it was Fury who mentioned that they love Milta a lot, but actually Battle Arena Elites is favorite hometown is actually in Milta. So they're actually, being extremely hilarious with the inside jokes, but at the same time, if you do not follow them, you will not understand it all. So just a little bit of explanation for those of you guys who missed out the quiz earlier on there. Meanwhile, Contra, Buriram United Esports, EAD, the top fragger in this entire tournament here. Today's performance looking a little bit slim coming from him here.
And I gotta say that it's still pretty much clear cut, but oh my goodness, look at the backstab coming in from the side of Cerberus. They are already marching alongside, and I don't think Battle Arena Elites have any clear idea on what's about to happen right now. And now watching their back, this might just be it. Footsteps comes along the way, and Juxi might just be the first casualty, and yes, it will be. Subang instantly takes him down with Solozi helping him out as well. Look at that huge flank, and Sophia finally responded by knockout Subang right there. 2 members down, and 1 for the side of Cerberus as well. Sophia, instead of actually going in for the save, he's going to be looking for a big flank wraparound here, as he has finally spotted out that these are the angles to cover. Haisaki catches Sophia instead. Now, final member remaining is going to be Neverhor. He does bring 1 down, and now it's all up to the captain, and they will be depleted as Battle Arena Elites have been shut down completely on 16th place.
Wow, that's not something that I expected at all here. BAE, they had an early run here, but Cerberus Esports, they are trying to duck their shots here. Meanwhile, Buriram, they heard these gunshots. They want to tag team in this fight. They are going to be taking off the guys from Solozi as well. As Buriram United, they want to reap the rewards that's pretty much garnished here. And this time, the shots are coming in. No wonder we'll get a huge one towards Basil here. As Buriram, they're looking to pull the lead. They're looking to get those kill points. And it looks like Haisaki will turn tail and run for his life. As Cerberus Esports, they've lost their entire team just like that, alongside with Battle Arena Elites here, with Haisaki being the last man standing. Looks like he's gonna try and hide in towards the dog hole here. Can he make it in time? Because he's out of helmets. He doesn't have a lot of mess to work with here, but I'm pretty sure that Buriram knows what is up here, because right now Haisaki, he needs to survive to live another day, because as of now, they've lost the fight. They've lost everything in the process here, Contra.
Rocky Jims does actually get the glimpse over on the side of Brum United. Now they're going to be looking at the far flanks coming in from the side of Purple Mood. But a couple of all these long angles here as Rocky Jims actually gets the kill here. Oh, it's not a kill. They managed to revive Kanaxi, so that's going to be good news. But they couldn't really seem to go in for a perfect save at the moment. Unless they actually trade back, they need to send 1 guy in to be able to put a little bit of pressure over the side of Rocky Jims, but eventually this will just give a little bit of the sort of the mounting pressure on the side of Buriram, but they still have a lot of all these boxes that they can loot from, the likes of Cerberus as well as Battle Arena Elites.
Oh, LG Divine, they're pretty happy about this here. They know Buriram is taking significant amount of damage here, and this time they are going to play a little bit safer than usual here. But as of now, the circle, it is going to be ducking towards the shorelines here, so we might see a couple of boat plays here, but unfortunately, no one is going to be setting along shorelines here. Purple Mood staying towards the Bovka. Angel Alliance pretty much setting up roadblocks along the eastern routes here, and Fury might be the team to actually walk right into it, as the circle is going to be pushing towards the northern section of this circle at the outskirts of Mansion. So we are going to be seeing a lot of forest terrain fights expecting to come. as the teams are slowly making their way in here. But Angel Alliance, they do hear this move was coming from Fury, but at the same time, looks like Evil Patrick, he needs to bail out as his vehicle is pretty much exposed towards the backs of Fury there, Contra.
Yeah, I gotta also point out that the XG did a 360. Oh, inside! Drops Patrick out on the ground, and it's gonna be Iki Kamuko that runs him over as well. That gets picked up by Just Moments. They just got pinned down by both teams. But Angel Alliance now ducking in by the shores, and this is where they could potentially hide out safe and sound for the moment, but they're driving and towards another Tiger's Den in the form of DXG. Now, lucky enough, it's a little bit further away as DXG. They are sending in members in the form of Fergus to be able to scout out ahead, and who knows, this might just be the golden opportunity for DXG to overtake the likes of LG Divine. But oh, Ronan as well, so inside they get Just Moments clipped out, and yep, that Gross is going to be able to pin them out.
Okay, second roadkill for Fury. They're looking to go for more, but Angel Alliance is set up along the shorelines as well. This time, they're trying to catch them off. Unfortunately, they were in no position to can do so here as Fury. They've got 2 members away and pretty much weaken the forces coming from Purple Moon and Angel Alliance. This time, they're going to creep past while they're trying to reset here as they find the perfect next jump spot. In this case, Division X spare their fangs here. They know what's up, and they're going to take shots at the guys from Fury, and Fury will try and find another place here because little they know DXG is also going to be in the vicinity in this compound, and Fury, they're trying to find the perfect spot, but eventually they find themselves a really small 2-story house.
Rain now defends the compound. Fury doesn't seem like they have much more options than this L house that they've always been able to actually book out, so this is something that's pretty familiar for the Australian side, as there's going to be another Australian team in the form of V-Rocks just sharing the other side of the section with Insight holding out from the single unit terrace that he's been on for the moment. But Mad Dog is already looking for a pick, and oh, he catches Fergus! Oh, not a good sign for the side of DXG. And DXG now tries to actually send out IQ 500 to go in for the save, but Mad Dog still pretty much sharp on his DMR, and he will be looking to just get a little bit of a different angle, but he's going to be falling right back. So Fergus is going to be well and alive. Good for him as he gets a little bit more protection coming from the Wizard Tower.
Yeah. The Harry Potter is one of the most detrimental places to be in here, especially for those kind of weird long-range shots here. And those long-range shots is going to be able to dictate a lot of this tempo from all these teams here. However, the circle has not revealed himself towards the eastern side yet, Contra. So things, they're pretty much setting up in contention to that. However, LG Divine, they are going to be docking towards the mansion here, as mansion does cover a lot of these grounds here. However, ever since the added trees on towards mansion here, it's pretty much make a mansion a really tough spot to actually defend here. And seeing how LG Divine needs to actually spread out their forces here, it's not looking too good. However, looking at the circle, it is going to be pushing them towards the eastern side here, as a lot of teams are going to be clustered in towards the vicinities of Fury. So Fury, they have prime position to take all these long-range fights here. However, Contra, look at this. From the future, they finally made their way into the circle here, but can they find themselves a great spot to actually set up shop here, Contra?
Yeah, I think that over on towards the northwest side, it's going to be safe enough for this out of FTF to just park themselves for a moment, get their health back up, but not so much for Haisaki, the only member remaining. He's driving past 5 teams, and he's still at 100 haze speed. I don't know what sort of lucky charm he's going to be using, but I think it definitely works out for him. And that UAZ is going to be pretty much safe. He can even switch out for the Dacia if he wants to, but definitely no time to stop for anything at all, as he will be driving all the way in for him to get some good chances for Cerberus to maintain that top 4 position.
Feels bad for Haisaki with 1 pop tire, and fortunate for him, it is UAZ. He's going to be able to take a little bit more damage compared to Yushiro. So being the solo player, he needs to make some kind of plays here. But look at this, LG Divine, they are going to be clashing the guys from Fury here. Meanwhile, Ferox is going to be gatekeeping them as well, as they're going to be trying third party this fight here. Fury looks like they will turn tail and hurt this movement as they bail out this fight here, as Flood immediately runs away to try to find another compound to fight there. Haisaki is going to be seeing this as well. He's going to try to take a jab here, but ooh, fortunately for him, he's going to be A-okay. But Haisaki all by himself, does he want to let the whole world know that he's there though? That's going to be my question here, because right now, is he going to go for those placement points, Contra?
Yeah, he definitely has to go for it, but he does what he may do for him to perhaps get a little bit of pointers out there. Rodon's going to be the next one to fall with a big headshot coming from Jun, and the rest of Shopper Esports also charging right in towards the side of Daytrade. One big nade connects towards the side of Dacia. As you can see, Flash just moves out of the way. It's a little bit of Molotov burning the health of the side of the members of Daytrade, but Tinoy now goes in for push. Flash is already down, gives him with a great opener, and what can he potentially do in the midst of the smoke? Oh! That vehicle crushes him! What? Wait. What in the world is going on? It didn't really kill him up, but it just gives him a little bit of a lift up in the air. Okay, things are getting a little bit wonky, but Daytrade, drama's not over just yet. Another smoke being popped right in, and this nade might just actually take a little bit of help coming in for the final few members of the side of Daytrade, and there we go. No worries, get the knock towards the side of Tinoy, but Daytrade will still be down in the run. 15th place.
Down and out coming in from Daytrade here. However, Sharper Esports, that was a beautiful setup for them here, and they took that very, very well. However, as they have got not much time to work with here, they are going to be pushed out of the zone as they need to rotate into the northern section here, where Ferox is pretty much in the vicinity, and a lot of these teams are tentatively going to be struggling to find those spots here, as the cove of the curve of the road there, the cove is not the most ideal situation that teams want to be docking off, and is susceptible to be flanked from everyone from the eastern side here. However, setting a roadblock there is not really that bad of an idea here if they can find the muster the strength to actually set up a compound for themselves. But it seems very, very unlikely here. Meanwhile, Supply Crate is going to be evening the fields for some of these teams if the teams will be using it as cover here. But as of now, we can see FTF, they are going to be taking a chill pill here. Buriram United finally making the decision to bail out a mansion as well. So teams are going to be going head to head here, as Buriram going to be taking the western approach. They might run it towards the perfect setup. However, look at this Contra. Haisaki.
He's still surviving. Okay. I guess like coast is clear for him, as the rest of Purple Moon has already drive past him as well. But Long K though, he's seeing the danger and he just drops him out of the vehicle. Rocket Teams as well as Los Santos already down and out. 2 kills in succession for the side of Division X Gaming. One in the hand of Fergus as well. And now Bosons have nowhere left to go, as he's just going on that hot rod Dacia with Mutiny. Just getting a glimpse of whatever's going on, but Long K still wants that kill. Purple Mood will eventually be biting the dust if they do not do anything about this at all. But man, Division X are now taking the second place through the rankings, as they have tied things against LG Divine.
Yeah, and seeing how the game is going as well, Buriram United Esports, they have to push in against LG Divine. This is going to be a clash with Titans here. Is LG Divine going to be sniffing this out? Because Buriram, they've got 4 kills. They are ahead, but I think Buriram, if they know this is LG Divine, they are going to go all in, because Buriram, they have nothing to lose here. They have the lead. If they take out LG Divine here, this is going to be making them one step closer to taking the championship here. And it looks like Buriram, they are going to go for a ham at this guys here as LG Divine. They cannot afford to get knocked at all, because Buriram, if they know it's LG Divine, they're going to flush them out here, Contra.
Yeah, that's right, and they're already going in for full commitment. They don't care who the competition is. And Jan, he finds Canaxi, and now they do know this is LG Divine. And, well, Buriram United, of course, with 1 member down, they are looking for that opening space, as they are seeing Jan by the corner of the window, and it just squeezes the bullet right through the corners of the crease. And now Nordar drops a little bit of Molotov at Jan, popping in a little bit of the sort of the stun grenades with Godmail already having the smokes. They want to cut off all this vision coming from the window, and Noadra setting things up for his teammate to come right by, and Nicky goes down! This is huge news! Nicky naded himself, he wants to deny the points, but definitely that might just be a big mistake as well. Now, with members of the LG Divine really much depleted, it's been Levi's that will be able to get one as well. So that will trails of smoke for him to go in for the exit plan, but the circle, the blue is already chipping right in, and Brum also has to make a move. They either have to commit to this fight full-heartedly or just move off to just survive the entirety of the game.
Oh, the third parties coming in is a little bit too much for Buriram to handle here because the vehicles are exposed. They have to heal up. You can see Team Ferox, they're going to be taking jabs at Buriram as well. The side stats are coming in. But Buriram, how long can they last? Because LG Divine, they got to be happy about this. They're going to be smoking up. They have the vehicles. They can't turn tail and fight this. But look at this. They want a piece of this action. They want to take them out. They need to take them out if they want to stand a chance here. And looks like Nowater will get knocked from Gen Force. And that's going to be a small win. Nowater will get finished here. But LG Divine, looks like they will play the safer approach here as Ferox is going to be attacking the guys from Buriram. And just like that, Buriram, they lose all three members. Eddie is going to be the only one left alive. And he's got his crosshairs being set by Rin from Ferox. Can he get the finish? June will get knocked from Yukika Mukao. EAD is going to try and make things miserable for LG Divine. And Levi is going to be the last man standing. And he makes a run. He's out of control. He doesn't have tires. The Dacia is there. Does he have enough cover here? But he's going to try and run for it here because as of now, he's still outside the zone. He's got no tires. Can he survive? Buriram is also getting shot as well. EAD in some trouble. But Levi's will bow out on 13th place. And Buriram, they're gonna be very happy about this. Haisaki, the lone survivor, going for the finish. And EAD's out as well. Oh no!
And it seems like these two Titans have been halted by the rest of the teams out there, but Haisaki is having the last laugh out of it all. Yes, he's the only member, but CES, they've got 5 kills in the back, and all thanks to Haisaki for picking up 2 as well. Now, DXG's chance to rise. Yes, there is 2 kills of a difference, but they will be able to survive much longer to be able to just close in the gap. Fury now getting invaded by the likes of the Indonesians, but it will be a great opening shot coming from the side of inside as well. Now with a little bit of backstab coming in inside, just trying to stop this sort of push. But Magic Esports is the next team to fall. FTF just hammering them down. And here comes a little bit of flashbang. Inside gets it, but it will still be him going down the floor as he naded himself.
Oh, that's going to be so unfortunate for him here, but Rona is going to be in the vicinity. He's going to be able to pick up insight as of now, as the rest of the members from Victor Rise pretty much not in the vicinity here. So that's going to be a big win there for Fury as they're trying to rack up some points. Division X Gaming not out of the competition yet as well, considering that Buriram and LG Divine, they've lost a chance here. This is going to be their shot to take down the top 2 spot. Can they do it here? They need this chickens. They need those kills. They've only got 2. They're smack middle of all. The circle gods favoring them as well, Contra. They're looking to get all those kills here. Can they do it, Contra?
This is going so dramatic, and this is definitely the game for DXG to win. That 360 rotation that came in from all the way South George in towards Kameshki and now in towards the middle of the circle. It has been quite a long ride for them, but now they're already tipping in the damage towards the side of FTF. A knock comes right in, and it's going to be Angel Alliance that will be chipping in. They're both racing to get the kills off as they are trying to get those third party on the way. Now T looks for a member of Sharper Esports by the smoking up the Sia. Oh, now T lands it. Exonus is down.
Oh, the last bullet there, that's going to be a big one for them. However, they need to find a way to do next here because Haisaki, he's lost his cover, he's lost his vehicle, but fortunately for him, he's still going to be trying to do as much problems for the rest of the teams here. Angel Alliance finally joining the fight here. They do pick off a couple of vehicles away from the future where they have been out of action for quite some time, and this time, they're getting tag team from Urgent and bots as well as Angel Alliance gets a couple really nice shots in. However, we see the kill feeds after kill feeds here, but as of now, inside with 5 kills coming from the side of Fury as they take out the members coming in from Ferox in this vicinity. Meanwhile, Division X Gaming, they've got 4 kills. They are in the comforts of their compound, smack middle of it all. They need those kills. Can they get it? Fury gonna be taking a jab at Ferox as well. He wastes a shot as well, but through the smoke, he misses the timing. But Multi will finish off by Yukika Mukao as Fury's got 8 kills for themselves here as they try to push back in towards the leaderboards as well for themselves.
Yeah, now it's going to be inside that will be looking to actually pick up some members of the side of FTF. Well, Victim over in the corner, just to correct myself, Chopper's going to be next one to fall. Hydra lasting quite long in all these sort of scuffle, and Mad Dog has always been tapping over the shoulders of FTF. Hydra has already been down and out, and Chimo's gonna be able to find that nade towards Sweet Soul. Furox is the next one to fall. Only 7 more teams remain, and Fury will be able to go into safe inside. And somehow, Hisaki survived for the longest of time, and finally, with a little bit of pressure coming in from the side of the Kikamukau, it's going to be a 1 versus 1 process right here, with the Australians really pushing him out to his maximum potential.
Yep, can he clutch it here? Hisaki is going to be healing himself. He's got 19 bandages here as well. He's got the knocks onto the inside once again here, but at the now he's going to get flushed up from the side. His flood will finish him off, but valiant attempt coming from Hisaki will put him on 6th place for them. And the circle, it favors the XG once again. Contra, are they gonna get the back-to-back chickens for themselves? Can they take down the Titans? They are on top 2. They're making history. Can they do it for the team? Because as of now, they need at least 10 kills if they want to stand a chance to chase the points of Buriram United Sports. It's now or never for Division X Gaming. They're trying to do this here, but from the future, they've got 15 kills early on. They were the kill stealers from the previous games. This is a fight that they have to worry about here. Fury, they've got 8 kills. DXG looking to go for those long-range fights, but the circle is going to force out Angel Alliance here as well, Contra.
They actually just need about 6 kills and the chicken dinner to book to be able to close the entirety game. Well, I'm talking about additional 6 instead of the current ones that they've already got. And with them actually having the only compound is looking relatively all too well, but DXG have Long K being knocked out. It's a big killing streak coming in for the side of Fury as well, as they march back and towards top 5 position, with the other teams already sleeping out of this game. Angel Alliance now on the move, and this might just be a perfect time for the side of DXG to pick, but they already have members being down. That means that this is going to be a free range for them to just get themselves across, and Klee gets picked off here. Unicorn side, but now it's going to be the top 5 of this entirety of the match, and now down towards the 4, and Angel Alliance only has 1 member left. 1 big nade connects, and it might just be able to actually get 1 more off. At DXG, they know where they're at, and they don't really have to force any sort of movement. Oh, Fergus, this is a 2K that they've been looking for, and this is the point, getting closer and closer for the side of DXG to challenge the likes of BRU. They say, well, at the end of the day, we might just actually have the Vietnamese flag flying in, and Gypsy Danger is the next one to fall. Long Kane flanks up Ronan as well. Oh my goodness, maybe this might just happen. They might just be able to get in towards the top podium.
Oh no, Division X Gaming, they need those kills, but FTF, they're down 3, they've got 4 men healthy. Fury is gonna be the one to stop the attack. Will they deny the dreams of Birira to hold a top 1 podium for themselves? Because right now, Division X Gaming, they're looking strong. They need this chicken. They're flushing Fury back. Fury, they have the zone, but Division X Gaming, they have the numbers. But from the future, it's gonna be the one to stop them in his tracks. But Fury, they are gonna reposition themselves to set up the perfect trap for both of these teams to go head-to-head against each other. How will DXG respond? They have the vehicles, they have a lot of utilities, but do they have what it takes to fight against both these teams here? Pretty much stopping them in track. They are on a streak right now, but moments before the truth here, Contra. 20 seconds on the clock. What will they do? New T, he is going to be looking around here to try and find some of the teams here as Fury. They are pretty much setting up the perfect bait. They are taking the south side of the circle. From the north, we have from the future,
DXG,
IQ 500.
They already have a lot of momentum going on their side already, with already 9 kills to book. They understand that this is their only opportunity that they could possibly cut over on top of the standings here against the likes of Buriram and Division X Gaming. They're trying their hardest here. They're tapping over the side of FTF. They seem like cockroaches that could not ever fall. But Lonky gets that opener right there, and it's going to be Mipanzuzu that goes down. A lot of all these smokes are being set up. They understand that there might just be a little bit of shots coming from the side of Fury. While this is going to be a shrinking of phase number 8, as is coming right by in the next zone. And Mipanzuzu will be bowing out and towards the blue zone, giving himself away. And Mipanzuzu, he did actually find a little bit more room, but from the future will be removed by Ronan instead.
Oh, Fury for the perfect bait here. They get the kills on from the future, but DXG is going to be a 3v4 situation here. Fury, they have the advantage. They've got 13 kills. They want to take them out as well. The top 2 in the back here, but Fury, they're running out of ammunition in this regard. You can see Yukikimuka, he's going to be spamming his way through. He's got a lot of ammunition on the contrary here, but they are going to be proning their way through. DXG, they need to find cover. They need to spread out. The wall of smoke is going to be spreading out here, but Flood takes down IQ 500. Oh, not looking good for them as Flood gets shot in, but DXG, they're out in the open. Yukikimuka going for those baits here. DXG, they might lose it. This might be them losing out the place here. Fury, they're looking for the chicken, and Furcus is gonna bleed out a zone.
This is it.
That's gonna be Fury taking the chicken there, Contra.
After a long time, Fury has finally found their winning ways once again in the most important moment of all. In the penultimate round, the Australians have rise up, and now they are trying to reclaim what they've lost out. But is it going to be enough? There's only one more game remaining, but at the very least, they managed to put Australia on the map in this final 2 rounds. And now the real competition begins with only the final game remaining to be crowning the champions of PCS3.
Oh, this is gonna be a close one here, Contra. I'm really excited to see how this map is gonna be affecting some of the scores for the top 5 here. LG Divine, not pretty happy with their performance here, but Buriram United Esports, they have to be really worried about this performance because as of now, the gap is closing in. But before we get a little bit details on the scores here, for those of you who just missed the action, let's take a look at the recap of what exactly happened here. We saw fights coming in from Buriram United against Cerberus Esports. We saw fights against BAE as well. Buriram was caught in a crosshair with multiple teams in right off from the get-go. But eventually, the circle that ended towards the outskirts of Lipovka, we see Division X Gaming lying in wait for the perfect bait, playing patiently here, whereas the fights go on. We can see every single team was struggling to rotate in the next phase of the circle, but LG Divine and also Buriram, who had a small run in early on, they were taken out rather early in this map here, in map 23 of the PCS Season 3 here. Contra.
Yeah, and we also saw pretty much a long duke-out of fight between FTF as well as Division X Gaming, but this Nate definitely sealed the deal against Angel Alliance. Got infected by some of the words from the previous C tournaments, of course, but Fury did close out the game with a massive 16 kill in the bag, and they also have been having some really tough bouts out there because they have to give out a lot of all these areas of play. They were initially taking the same spot where LG Divine has been able to take over, and lucky enough they left that spot because the next team that came in was Buriram United, and that actually opens a little bit more room to Fury to punish both of these teams while at it. And they start off with all these sort of initiation by those heroic kills that they got from the eastern side, and this is one of the highest points that we've ever seen for today, with 26 points in a single round itself. But Division X also put up quite a number with a total of 15 points being garnered by the end of the round from the future with 8-7 for Cerberus Esports. Brum, they actually secured 6 kills in the bag, so this is that big extension of a lead for them against the likes of LG Divine, who only got 3. 5 for the side of Sharper Esports, Team Furox Angel Alliance, while Victim Rise as well as Unicorn Cyber Nang has the same score with LG Divine. 2 for the side of Hydra Gaming and Magic Esports as well. 1 point for Purple Moon, and they trade alongside Battle Arena Elites were the earliest team to crash out of this game, and sadly for them, I don't think that they'll be able to still go in for much of a chase, but well, better position means better prize pool, and of course Fury this time really showed up to the occasion.
Yeah, Fury, they want to defend their top 2 position here. They were the runner-ups champion for PCS2 here, and now they have made a statement, hey, why are we the best? The team here, and right now they're one step closer to pushing back to the top 3 here, but I'm a little bit excited to see how the overall leaderboard is going to be happening here, because as of now, Buriram United Esports, they are still leading with 196 points. Division X Gaming managed to push down LG Divine in top 3 here, and Contra, that was a devastating loss for Division X Gaming because they needed the chicken dinner against Fury if they want to have an easier time in this final game. Mathematically, it's not impossible to take out Buriram in this final game coming up next year. But is this going to be happening here? Because Buriram, they're one step closer for that championship title. They cannot afford to lose out in the final match in PCS3 Contra.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the stats here. I'm thinking that LG Divine might just be out of the competition already for the top spot, but Division X Gaming says that at the very least, there's still going to be a Vietnamese challenger out there to be facing off against Buriram United Esports, because that's only a 10-point disparity between the two. But Fury, after that big win, they might just be able to catch a little bit of the hope here to be able to make it towards either a top 3 finish, or better yet, if they can actually go in for a full swing like how they did in this match itself. Top 2 is also very much open for the likes of the Australians. And with that, of course, we are only down to one final game, and we have already seen all the intensity of the action amounting to this last round. And we've got PUBG Corporation to thank for all the esports action that we're getting right here, and also a huge shout out towards the side of Geek Events, Constant Effect, as well as K&K Revolution for providing us all this wholesome event that has been happening throughout the entirety of the past weeks. And now down towards the final showdown. Who will it be? Make sure you guys vote for your favorite teams on the pickups, because this is going to be your very last chance. And we'll be taking a short break, and when we come back, we'll see the final game in the PUBG Continental Series 3 APAC region.
Look at the damage, down to 47, but he's going to be coming from this unexpected angle, and that might be the kryptonite here for Hydra Gaming as they all get taken down.
Buriram's going to be looking to pick on Purple Moon for the second time coming. Try to get those alignments of shots, and there we go. That vehicle's going to be smoking up, then that pickup truck might just actually blow in time. And Naxi will find a connection. Rocky goes down, gets the kill secure. Kanaxi's dropping this big frag. It might just actually connect towards this moment, needing to reload, and it might just be it. Oh, perfect one! Drop it straight to it, and Purple Moon, the first team to fall. Left beside a victim rise. He can't really go in for a revival. Way too many smokes right through the middle, and it's been Levi that will pick up Sulabi. One big nade connects, and it will be dropping Northern down. And Valax tries to get them all through. Oh no! It's a big nade! He gets a double! Valax with the frags, and he might just wipe away the rest of Buriram.
Oh, things are getting down and dirty here as everyone's getting close quarters. Okay, moves in. He's going to be cleaning out. Okay, are you kidding me? He takes down the entirety of Sharper all by himself, and he's looking to move onwards here. All the frag grenades are running out, and they're all resorting to the smokes here. But look at Valax here, trying to go in for that one rotation together with Magic, but they are only at one vehicle. They're all getting shot up the pit here. Patrick and Mad Dog are taking them all down. Magic gets eliminated here in a flurry of gunfire.
And this is it. The very final showdown is here in the PUBG Continental Series 3 APAC region. My name is Contra alongside IC Baby 12. Has been here providing you with all the coverage of the match, and it has all come down to this. LG Divine now being knocked under by the side of DXG, and there is a chance for DXG to even overtake the likes of Brum United Esports, and we're going to be looking at the standings right here. But of course, the glory goes over to Fury in the past round as they managed to get so much damage across the board.
Yeah, they were just popping off in every single round in the southern sector of the circle as well, picking fights after fights with those long-range fights as well. And Fury, extremely smart with their decision-making as well, getting himself a huge lead in this field. And nevertheless here, they will try to push their way in towards the top 3 once again, as Fury has remained in the top 3 throughout the previous history in PCS itself here. But here in top 5 damage here, inside Long K, Flood, Yukika Mukao, and IQ 500 is one of your top fraggers and top damage dealers for the game here. And we saw brilliance coming from Long K coming in the game, and IQ 500 as well, with that insane shot in the map of Miramar with the double tap headshot in the vicinities of Angel Alliance. That was just extremely hard to watch. But before that, let's take a look at a video here as we have some special announcement for you guys.
그리고 저에게 얼마나 큰 의미를 갖는지 알고 있었기 때문에 글로벌 규모의 e스포츠 대회 개최를 통해서 최상의 재미를 선사하고자 수많은 노력을 기울여 왔습니다. 어려운 상황 속에서 2020년 3번의 PUBG 컨티넨탈 시리즈 PCS를 진행하면서 2018 PGI, 2019 PGC 이상의 경험을 제공할 수 있도록 새로운 글로벌 e스포츠 축제를 준비했습니다. 드디어 배틀그라운드 e스포츠를 사랑해주시는 팬, 그리고 항상 승리에 목마른 선수를 위해 한 가지 가슴 벅찰 소식을 전달드릴 수 있게 됐습니다. 2021년 2월 PUBG 글로벌 인비테이셔널 S, PGIS가 대한민국에서 개최됩니다. 무려 8주 연속 진행되는 최초의 글로벌 e스포츠 축제로 350만 달러가 넘는 상금을 쟁취하기 위한 치열한 배틀이 시작되는 것이죠. 그 중심에는 유럽과 미주, 그리고 아시아 지역의 총 32개 프로팀이 함께하게 될 것입니다.
이번 PGIS는 2018년 배틀그라운드 e스포츠를 전 세계 팬들에게 처음 선보였던 PGI를 계승하고 이를 더 발전시켜 배틀로얄의 핵심인 서바이벌과 최대의 상금, 최장기간을 뜻하는 시리즈의 S를 담았습니다. 거대한 상금을 쟁취하기 위한 프로 선수들의 치열한 쇼다운, 화려한 쇼, 그리고 최고의 슈프림 팀은 누가 될 것인지 배틀로얄의 진정한 의미를 PGIS를 통해 전달드리겠습니다. 팬과 선수에게 최고의 e스포츠 축제가 되기를 희망하는 만큼 안전한 대회 환경을 만드는 것이 가장 중요하다고 생각합니다. 최고 수준의 방역 기준을 충족하여 선수와 스태프, 개개인의 안전과 건강을 최우선으로 생각하는 대회가 될 것을 약속드립니다. 글로벌 최고의 쇼, PGIS가 다가오고 있습니다. 선수들에겐 명예와 영광을, 글로벌 e스포츠 팬들에겐 최상의 재미와 새로운 경험을 선사할 PGIS.
전 세계 최정상급 프로 선수들의 실력과 더 나아가 배틀그라운드 e스포츠의 무한한 가능성을 확인하시길 바랍니다.
Left and mid will finally be dropped. Okay, your PUBG Global Invitational 2018 Grand Champions. Go, he'll look up and he'll knock him down. Your 2019 AJC champion.
And there you have it. The biggest news have just arrived. And it will be the PUBG Global Invitational S that will be happening in February 2021 in the home of the champions, Genji, in South Korea, with 32 professional teams from all over the globe to be contending at the highest of level for consecutive weeks, and I can't wait for that. So that's definitely huge news, and I'm pretty sure this is going to be a big one coming right in, and whoever gets the championship title here might just actually get that slot in towards PGIS. So I'm really pumped for this, and man, I can see that you're shocked with the news. I see, baby, 1-2.
Yep, 3.5 million all the line. Teams from all around the world competing at the highest level. It's been a great news thus far here, considering that this year has been a really, really rocky run for most of us here. And seeing that now with next year in mind, this is going to be great news for the APAC region here. Will some of these teams be able to bring glory in the name of our country here? And hopefully things will be for the better. But nevertheless here, next year, February, this is going to be a close one here, because right now, who will be representing the APAC region? That is something I'm looking forward to, because I'm pretty sure, like you said as well, Contra, the champion for this season 3 here is going to be pretty much a very, very high possibility that they will be invited to hit there in the globals here, Contra.
That's right, and with this sort of big news, that even makes the players here contending for that very final round to be working even harder to be able to clinch that podium finish out there. And it's either going to be Buriram United Esports or the side of Division X Gaming that has the chance to be able to move in towards the big stages out there. And, well, I'm really excited to see what will go down in this very final match. This is going to be match 24 out of 24. And if you guys have been watching, we've seen so many chicken dinners all over the board for our 16 teams that have been playing week in, week out in this 3-week run. And now, final day, it has all come down to this. And we hope that those teams out there who are contending from the start all the way here, they did not let off any sort of chance to slip by, because this is that ticket out there for that chance to get in towards the PGIS. But of course, we'll be having much more confirmation on towards whether or not will there be invited slots in that particular instance in that sort of sense. So we're getting ourselves ready for this very final game. And what can we expect coming from match 24 here, IC baby?
Well, after seeing that announcement here, we are in for an intense final match here, because I'm pretty sure the top teams here is going to be eyeing to secure the top spots here, because we don't exactly know how many of these top teams is going to be invited. It might be the top 4. It might be the top 5 as well. So right now in this final game, it feels like teams, they need to step up their competition. They need to take those top 3 spots if they want to stand a chance maybe of getting those invited slots here, because as of now, Division X, they are in top 2. They stand a chance to take the championship title away from Buriram United Esports, who's pretty much set in the top 3 positions podiums for all 2 seasons, that's all 3 seasons in general here, including this season, because there's no way they are going to be in top 3 for this season here. They're guaranteed top 2, but is this going to be their tell moment to take the number 1 slot? This game, we are going to be witnessing here, because Buriram, they cannot afford to lose. And LG Division X, they need to take the final chicken dinner for today. And with at least a good solid 12 kills, maybe, to be able to stand a chance to take away the championship belt away from Buriram United Esports. Ladies and gentlemen, the final match in here in PCS3 APAC Day number 6, match 24 in the map Bingo for the one final time here in PCS3. This is going to be the flight path starting from Novo here, Contra. Whew, what are we going to be expecting here, Contra?
Well, we're already seeing most of these teams actually getting the cities that they will wish to hit over to. As for LG Divine, they'll be moving in towards the shelter grounds here to be able to get a little bit of a control over on towards those highways, while Buriram United is the team to look out for if they could potentially take the championship title away from LG Divine, and they are already having so much points ahead of that defending champion who have perhaps lost a little bit of hope, but nothing is impossible, as we mentioned before, as Fury now will be the ones with the most points to be able to clinch a top finish inside of the Aaron Girdle bout that we saw early on, but there's still much to tell, and looks like there's going to be a little bit of commotion here. Kim Siva still floating right in, and he's stopping the member from taking the vehicle, and JN will be able to get this bike, and yeah, he's going to be going in for the rotation already. Smart move, but this is going to be that fitting finish that we've been asking for. It might just be the island ending in Sanaska.
This is gotta be the worst possible case scenario for Division X Gaming, as they are one of the furthest away from the zone, and we're gonna be expecting a lot of bridge camping, maybe even roadblocks being set up here by some of these teams here. But it looks like Fury will be the ones in military pretty happy about this confines here, because we are going to see a lot of teams getting taken out here. Meanwhile, let's take a look at some stats from LG Divine. Number 3 right now, total points 175, had a really rough start in game number 1, 2, and 3 for today here. This time, they are going to swap back in their original roster, as the main 4 is going to be playing this game. They need to win this for the game, as they are going to be screening through the trophy rooms of the match here, looking at potentially one of their crowns maybe immortalized for themselves, maybe in the next update potentially, just a potential guess.
Well, of course, that will be something that we'll see in the future. But heading in towards this very last bout, you can see that LG Divine is 175 points as compared to Division X Gaming's 186. They are right now having more kills, more damage done with less chicken dinners to book. Division X Gaming has been very consistent, although they did not score as much chicken dinners as Buriram. They're actually having a whole lot of firepower to be able to book themselves all the way up there, and Buriram will be playing a little bit tat safely, as we will potentially see where not will they be taken down by any sort of teams at all. Division X are coming in from the South George side, like you mentioned, while Buriram United has already got themselves pretty much well on their way, as they are already getting themselves by the edge of the shores, heading for those boats. And I'm believing that they should be able to have a smooth cruise to be able to get themselves in towards the island if they want to.
Wow, very early rotations coming from Buriram here, dropping down, immediately rotating towards the island for themselves here. This is not the most ideal situation they want to be in, but it's gotta be the safest plan. It's gotta be the safest plan. They need to loot up some of those vehicles away from the islands here and try and deny those mobilities away from any teams trying to dock their way to the next bridge here. Meanwhile, we do see early rotations as well coming from Angel Alliance 4-minute market. They are gonna try and bike their way to the military island themselves here. Hopefully things are gonna be a-okay for them, because they are gonna be in for some serious run over with a lot of these teams, especially from Nan, who's pretty much taking the Dacia for themselves. Cerberus Esports gonna be taking the boat for themselves, as well as they are gonna be docking their way in towards the shorelines right now. And fortunately for them, they will have a little bit of a compound here, so no surprise attack coming anytime soon yet. Battle Arena Elites already looking to bridge camp any of these teams coming in here. This is not looking for all the teams coming from the Eastern Bridge now.
Yeah, Battle Arena Elites usually dropping in towards the western side of the bridge if they do not get a direct pathway in towards Milta. But I guess this is definitely going to be something that they could work out for, and perhaps stand the hopes for all the top teams that will be coming along the way, as Juxi found himself pretty much 4 times with that SLR, as Neferhor will be docking by the corners of Novo Repnoye, but Buriram United has just arrived to the picture, so this is perhaps going to be a little bit troublesome for the captain of Battle Arena Elites. And instead of the West Bridge, they are going to be controlling the eastern side of the bridge. This is where Sharper Esports and LG Divine, they're already on the move, and this might just be a little bit of a gate crashing scene that might just happen, because Victim Rise, they're also booking that patrol station out there, and this is going to be that big setup where teams will have to look out for, or else meet their demise. But still, they open up against Ikikamuka with a big headshot coming from the Kar 98K.
Oh, speaking of Yukika Mukau here, Fury, they've managed to step up in this map in Erangel. They've got the highest kill points in this game itself here, but to start things off, looks like we do see some casualties here. Tanoy will be the first casualty to end his journey here in PCS3 here, Contra. Not looking good for Sharper Esports though.
Yeah, and of course, they're still having some hopes left to be able to boost themselves back up towards the top 5, and they are about nearly 10 points shy, or should I say 9 points away from the side of Cerberus Esports, as Cerberus was looking to actually finish off the kill against Ikikamuka, but Cerberus going to be able to actually pin down 6 sack. More troubles lie ahead for the side of Sharper Esports, as Ronan's going to be popping that nade across the top of the roof. And that nade coming from Exodus will be able to clip on towards Shibrit, but it's going to be a different scenario here. Cerberus now, they don't really seem to have those vehicles intact, but Fury has been able to secure the military base for themselves, as they are just having themselves some good time. But look at this corner of the checkpoint of the bridge. Victim Rise is just showing absolute dominance, and LG Divine, they are not going to be falling victims to this, and this is where nades after nades, they will be primed right in, and Jun, he's got plans for himself.
Oh, LG Divine, he's gonna try and get those shots in here. As you can see, Jun, he will get the knock onto his Kamals. Victim Rise, they will finish off the guys from Sharper Esports here, but they're taking so much casualty here as this three-way showdown down towards the Eastern Bridge is gonna be a brutal one here as the onslaught begins. LG Divine, they won those kill points to try and catch up as well, but looks like, will they be able to do so here? They've got 1 kills, but after this fight, there is going to be Battle Arena, at least on the other side of the bridge as well. This is going to be a really, really rough one for them here, but they have to close this up here. As you can see, Levi's is going to be going for those pushes from the sides here, but looks like they will try and flush up all the members coming in from Victim Rise as they want to go in for the finisher for some of the scenes. Victim Rise, can they go in for the retreat here? They have no SZ strategy at all. This is not looking good for them because as of now, Sharper Esports is also in the vicinity. There's going to be a 3-way show match, and Sharper Esports, they're out in the open. LG Divine, they have their eyesight on them. Same goes for Victim Rise. Are they going to bail on this fight here? Because they've got themselves in a choke spot, Contra. This is not looking good. The Molly's coming in. Contra, LG Divine, they're going to go for Sharper.
They really have to actually commit to this sort of fight, and Mutiny will be able to actually find a kill over the side of Twants, and now Nikki has to do it all by himself. 2-man push coming in. Oh, what a peek coming in from Levi's as well, as Sharper Esports, in the blink of an eye, will be removed from play. 3-pointers coming in for the side of LG Divine, and they say that we are not out of the competition just yet. 20 points away from the side of catching up with Buriram United, and now this is going to be the circle swinging over on towards the western side instead. And Angel Lads, they're also setting up a camp for themselves. Free Rocks, Hydra, as well as UNC. They're all clipped out. And here comes Timoy going in for this sort of peak, as he will be able to drop GN down on the ground, but Victim Rise will still fall. LG Divine raking more and more kills.
Oh, Angel Alliance now, they're going to make a run for it here. Looks like DJ will set up the roadblock. He tries to run him over, misses the angle. He's going to get taken down as well with that collision. And that's going to be him getting taken out. And meanwhile, Dayshay, they're looking for more casualties. The buggy will pop the tire as AJ and Boss will be the one to survive this year. But look at this, Contra. Angel Alliance, they're making a little bit early in the rotation. Finally makes it across the island safely. And fortunately for them, they only lose 1. And look at this, Contra. Buriram United Esports, they've learned their lesson from PCS2's final match, and not taking the bridge route here has gotten them safely into the zone, and they found themselves a nice little check to play with here. Can they finally get their championship title? That is the dream they're looking for. Meanwhile, DXG a little bit too far from the shore, taking the boat route from the Georgia Bowl segment. This is going to be the longest rotation from Division X Gaming. Not the smartest move, but they have no choice if they want to stand a chance to take the championship title here. Contra, will DXG be able to pull through from this? Oh my goodness, this is going to be a really, really exhausting and torturing to watch them here, Contra.
is possible. You can see that they're honestly not too far away, but Exicon ID is going to be somewhere in between. I think that he's just swimming instead of having a boat, so he won't be able to even shoot right back at the side of the EXG for the moment now. Cerberus is going to be having a little bit of the affair here against the likes of Daytrade. Flash knocks out Hisaki, though Hisaki did last out a real long time in the previous round. He might just be finished off right here by Belmov. Well, here comes the invasion. Cerberus getting ready for any sort of push coming from the side of Fury, while a little bit of the breaking of the windows just to signify that they are currently just about close by. Now sees the hand popping out of the window, but he will not be able to pull the trigger right about time for the side of Flood. But oh my goodness, the bullets are squeezing right in towards the window pane, and Fury having a little bit of a big invade coming from the side of Yikikamukau, and there's also Burem not too far away from them as well. So these guys are going to be noisy neighbors for the moment, while Gypsy Danger is going to be playing relatively slowly, and DXG makes it out.
Yep, DXG, they finally Dr. Shaw's here, but unfortunately they do not have mobility here. So as of now, they're going to be docking towards the southern section here, and they might be crashing towards the FTM once again. But this time, DXG, they will safely make it a zone here. Meanwhile, LG Divine, they're tanking the zone. This is gotta hurt, as they are going to be sitting this out, hoping for any teams rotating away here. It's a very, very risky shot, but it is definitely a smart call just because of how things can go here. But BAE, big 200 IQ as well, expecting and knowing that teams are going to do the exact same scenario as they are looking to make lives miserable for the defending champions here. LG Divine, they have no choice but to sit this out. Meanwhile, the rest of the teams from the western side, they've pretty much set up their compounds already in towards the western side of Sonovska military base here, Contra. Whew, this is a crucial, really, really gruesome thing to watch, especially coming in from both the teams tanking the zone.
And now there's going to be a couple of all these bullets flying right in. And with Cerberus still inside the shack, Fury is going to be sitting right there to be watching every move, while Flood's going to be going in for the flank if they were ever to exit. A little bit of health left for the likes of Subang, but it's still going to be fine for him to just get himself pretty much readied up with a couple of all these. Oh my goodness, Yikikamukau with a great solid opening. Salazzi is down. So this is the high time for the side of Fury Australia to be able to march right in. And now, Battle Arena Elite still setting things up. They are still tanking the blue. What on earth is going on? And they are looking to catch LG Divine. This might just be the end for them. And here comes every single shot. They drop two. It might just actually catch him now. One member left. And it might just be LG Divine out of the competition. And the Malaysians have shut them down.
Battle Arena Elites, the perfect 200 IQ plays, live to make things difficult for LG Divine, and they are going to be bowing out on top place here, and this is going to open for Team Fury to actually catch up the top 3 position there. But LG Divine will be eliminated at 3rd place potentially here. But this is going to give a lot of resident teams actually pick up some stack here. Meanwhile, 13 teams left, 46 alive. My goodness, Contra, that is not a way for the defending champions to go out in the hands of Battle Arena Elites in the perfect track. My goodness, Contra.
You called it out early on when we were looking at the map, and Battle Arena Elites, they were still tanking the blue, and they got other plans, and they know what exactly to do. And Buram United possibly would give a big thanks towards the Malaysian side. Same goes to DXG as well. And Tonke be able to actually knock down 6 Rin as the match continues from this point onwards. A very anticlimactic finish for the side of LG Divine, but they have had a stellar run in the entirety of PCS3, and of course with that they earned all of our respect.
Yeah, and nevertheless here, the defending Germans, they had a great run. Meanwhile, we are going to see the battle continues here as Buriram United Esports is still trying to hold on to the top spots here, whereas the Circle is going to be pushing from the western side. BAE already making their stores in towards the east side here. The Circle looks like it's going to be pushing towards the airfields of Sonovska military base here. Whereas Buriram, they're already spread up the forces. They're trying to gain a lot of control from the southern section here. From the future, it's going to be heading in towards the present here, as they will be docking towards the southern side of this circle. Division X Gaming, they have taken some significant amount of damage. They don't have a lot of utilities and mobility. They have to go on foot, and Angel Alliance is going to be the one to stop them in this track. Do they want to clash in to steal off those vehicles, or are they going to just sit this out and play it slow? Because as of now, there is a lot on the line here for DXG, and once again, DXG, they are in one of the worst possible scenarios they can actually imagine in this final game here, Contra.
The end, Ferox will be annihilated by the likes of Magic at the moment. Angel Alliance are trying to catch DXG members on foot as they have arrived with that boat with nothing much to work with, and now, man, he might just actually get the entire team under his crosshair, but God Meow opening up against Gypsy Danger, and he's having a little bit of a dangerous situation for himself in between the hangar where all the planes are at. Now, huge nades dropping right in from FTF, and there's going to be a little bit of exchange. Big lob, and this might not connect. Just a little bit short, and that will potentially just signal a little bit of warning towards the side of the Indonesian forces right there. ED now drives right past. He might just be looking for those angles because Mipanzusu is the only one remaining that's going to be healthy out there as Triple X. He's pretty depleted, and now with most of them gathering right in towards the small little shacks right towards the south side, Buriram could easily get a better angle upon the Indonesian FTF.
Yep, at the same time as well, while Buriram is looking for kill hungries here, they have all vehicles, they have so much control here. DXG have to foot their way and dodge as much fight as possible here, as they are going to be pushing from the south side. And guess what? Buriram, they might be going head-to-head against each other, and Buriram, they've got one kill, they're pulling the lead, they've 11 points in the hack as well, but can they get some kills here? Because this is their moment to shine, and DXG, they found themselves a buggy to actually rotate in, but is it going to be helpful here? Because Buriram, they're out in the open. Looks like they will have to set up a pit stop here to try and go for the push, but meanwhile, they're going to try and ferry the rest of the members here to the safety of the zone to try gain some time before making it a little bit hard here, because we are down to the final 12 teams, 39 alive in this gruesome circle, Contra.
And with that, these 12 teams have to work real hard at it best, as well as Rocket Gyms goes on an exchange, but it will be Rocket Gyms that will be winning the trade. Nan now fights on towards Lanke, drops him out of the match. That Blue's going to be returning the favor by taking down just moments as well. DXG, they found that buggy, and they are slowly sliding their way in, turning off the engine, and PUBG Esports falls out, and Dapu clutches it out alongside with Klee, and this is what it is now currently going at such a tempo, and the Vietnamese side has been able to shine by the very end. But UNC, there's still more troubles lying ahead because they're from the northeast side, and that potentially will not be anywhere near that sort of play zone, as they will have to move past BAE as well as Hydra. But Buriram, they are controlling the south side, and that's where DXG is going to be coming by as well. So I want to see whether or not if these two top dogs will be able to clash and collide for the title.
Yep, meanwhile, Battle in the leads here, they are going to be playing for the eastern side. Buriram, they've got a little bit greedy in the southern control here, but it looks like, seeing how this circle is, they are going to try and set up a couple shots towards the western side here as regroup with the rest of the teams here. They've done a lot of damage. They've tried to go for those steal kills, but unfortunately doesn't seem to be able to do so. And DXG, they still not have the greatest of time. They've got their vehicles clipped a little bit here from Buriram, and this time Buriram, if they get one knock on DXG, they are pretty much going to set their entire eyes on them. Pretty sure if that happens here, and DXG cannot afford to get knocked. They cannot afford to lose it now, because if they lose now, that's it for their journey from trying to take the championship away from Buriram. But as of now, we can see shots are coming in. Angel Alliance, they will get scouted out from Cerberus Esports, and they crash into the compound. And look at this, now he's down towards the last HP, and he will get picked off by Fury from afar, and that will be the end of journey from the Filipino squads here in PCS3, Contra.
Still a great effort displayed by the side of Angel Alliance. They have quite the highlights being shown throughout the competition, and with that, thank you so much to the Philippines for producing some of the top talents out there in PCS3. Now, these 10 teams remain with Magic right across the corner. Flood still looking to push things up ahead. And look at Fury. Now they have been able to overtake the likes of CES. And of course, they're looking to also topple the side of LG Divine. They just need about 9 points to close things out to finish off in a top 3 position for the Australians as they are going on the exchange. And it will be Division X trying to look out for those kills against Battle Arena Elites. A couple of these pixel shots not really connecting for Long K. One of the most magnificent supports we've seen in recent time. And this big wall is giving them more than enough cover for a long time.
Yeah, and speaking of Buriram United as well, we can see Godmeow is going to be sending out targets on DXG, and they have a really awkward position here. But this prone spot is going to be disastrous here, as this zero recall is going to be able to catch any team rotating their way in. But at the same time, it's going to be so hard to actually spot him out. So he's going to be playing the safe game for him. But the circle is coming in. You can see Cerberus Esports, they're losing members from Day Trade as well. As Day Trade, they're getting a little bit more kills. And Buriram, they have Godmeow in the circle, but the rest of the teams, they're hungry for kills.
This is potentially one of the most lethal endings that we've ever seen in any sort of PCS action, and it will be in the middle of the hangar where it's only going to be flat grounds. So all these teams, they got to get all their smokes ready for the late game, then to actually burn it out. And it seems like Sophia has already run out of it. Nordra is going to be able to knock down Flood. Big pickup for the side of Buriram United, but Loki's finding a little bit of a shot towards the side of DXG as well. Twanrobo drops a nade towards Klee and knocks him out of the game. But Loki's have to go in for the reload. They do have the bike here. If anything happens, they could just cut right through. As Battle Arena Elites are sending members deeper in towards the middle of the circle, with Nephra already moving in towards the middle grounds, and Cerberus Esports will be able to finish on towards 10th place after quite a disastrous placing. And Godmeow now gets a little bit of glimpse. IQ 500 on his crosshair. I think he knows how to actually pick this one up. And if he does get that kill, the rest of Buriram will lock their eyes on towards the XG, and the rest of the competition possibly wouldn't matter anymore. But Fury, they blasted off the entirety of Day Trade.
Oh, that's going to be Fury getting a little bit more kills here, but here comes Godmeow. He gets a knock, and now they get one. They go to BAE. He's going to tag team as well, and they know that this is DXG Buriram. They're calling the cavalry. BAE is going to be tag team as well, and DXG, they lose 2 right off the bat. They get 1 knocked as well, and this might be the end of the journey for DXG. They're in some trouble, but look at this. Buriram, they're coming in. They want to go in for the finish. They want a championship title. It's all up to duty, and it's out. Buriram is going to be happy with this because they might be your champion. That is it for DXG. Buriram, wow, going up against BAE. Sophia gets shut down. Godmeow is there, and Buriram. Oh my goodness, Contra. Oh my god.
This definitely is the championship title in the hands of Buriram United Esports. Now, it's all up to them how they want to finish the run. FTF has to be Pamasusu to be able to remove Fury from play. Now only 5 more teams remain, and both of these teams, Buriram United Esports as well as Battle Arena Elites, are on the wings of the Broken Plains, and they have to find a way to just close things out. Godmeow with only 7 HP left. Lucky number 7 is going to be what he's going to be counting on at, but over on the side of Battle Arena Elites, they're driving deeper and towards the middle. There's a lot of all these terrains for them to work with. And Buriram, after that massive shutdown, they don't even care anymore. They can play this game however they want, but they still want to chip off the house coming from the side of BAE. And now here comes the update, and BAE has the leverage, and the advantage is Buriram is the furthest away from getting themselves past this phase.
Time to go out with a bang. Will the champions close out the final chicken dinner in PCS3? We shall see. BAE made life miserable to the top 3 there. DXG, LG Device shut down by Battle Arena Elites here. But now they're looking to pull up in terms of ranks as well. Will they be able to get enough points to pull into the top 8? I don't think so. It's going to be a risky gamble, but we shall see. From the future, currently in top 7 here, with 2 players alive. They are going to be playing the chill pill. BAE, 4 men alive. Buriram looks like they will try and sneak their way in the next phase of the zone. And BAE BAE is already gatekeeping them in this vicinity, as Battle Arena Elites is looking to get some high kill volumes for themselves here. Contra, what is up with BAE? After that match here, they are stepping up in this final game. The big brains from Battle Arena Elites here, Contra.
I gotta say that they are definitely masters of playing on the south side, and they have always been able to actually secure quite a staggering number. And now for Horror, as I mentioned their name, Godmel's gonna be taken out, and this is gonna be a free range shot for the South BAE. And they drop another member from the side of Barrera from the future is down, and now Nefer gets shot. It's a K-Mine action coming right in from Canaxi, and out of nowhere, you see Buram United Esports depleted, down and out at 4th, but it doesn't matter anymore. They finished their run with a record high 203 points, and now down towards the last 3 teams. BAE looking more solid as ever. The Malaysian side might just be able to close out the entirety of the whole PCS3 run with a chicken dinner if they play this one correctly.
Oh, can they win this for the Malaysian squad? Because they're 4-man healthy. Sophia get the knock on towards Magic here. Loki's gets knocked from Klee here from Unicorn. But they have the numbers. They have the circle. But will they be able to get more kills? Because Loki's will get finished off from the side of Unicorn. Oh, that is not looking good for BAE. They had the numbers, but because of that play from Klee is going to be pretty happy with that kill there. However, BAE 11 kills in the making. Can they go for more? Because as of now, they've wreaked havoc towards every single team. Magic Esports, 9th place, tries to get those placements here. Can he push in towards the top 8 here? I think BAE wants this win as badly as they do as well. But Battle Arena Elites, they have the numbers here. Can they push it towards the top 8? We shall see, because as of now, Battle Arena Elites, they're looking to close up this game with a bang. Unicorn gonna be hiding his way through. He's got the 8 times SLR, but as of now, the circle could be closing in, and this is gonna be the fastest circle we've seen.
I have something to say about this. Yeah, Len, you gotta notice this. BAE in this matchup itself took out all the 3 teams on the top of the ladder. You have Buram United eliminated earlier on. The first team to bow out was LG Divine, and even DXG have been clipped out by both Buram as well as Battle Arena Elites. And that is something that nobody can take away from the Malaysian side, as they have been able to stop the 3 most lethal team in the competition. Now, it's a game of prones, but it will be Daplu that opens up against the lobby. And of course, with this, Battle Arena Elites will be extremely happy about this, with only 3 players in the middle of the field to deal with. Daplu hoping to actually connect that shot. Oh, it's a perfect shot, but still a couple of health left, and Daplu shuts down the entirety of Magic. But oh, it's actually not done just yet. There's still Velax on the table.
Yep, that's gonna be the last man here. Unicorn is gonna get push here from the side of Sophia. 666, but Juxi will finish off Velax, the last remaining center here. We are going down towards the top 2 here as BAE go head-to-head against Unicorn in the last fight here. Oh no, he's looking the wrong shot, and Sophia gets the 1-shot hit on Klee, and that's gonna be a 3v1 situation. Unicorn is gonna be out of this game as the Malaysian squad is looking to close out the final game here in PCS3 with the final chicken dinner. Can they do it? 1v3 situation. Sophia is looking for the last members here. Dark Blue is still inside the warehouse. He's gonna pop a smoke, but as soon as Sophia scouts him off, they know exactly where he's gonna be. But Klee will eventually get finished off, and now Dark Blue is gonna try and run away from his zone. He's gonna go for a pre-fire coming in. They don't exactly know what it is, but slowly but surely they know what's up, Contra. They know Dark Blue is gonna get flushed out here.
And this is going to be the final hurrah, and the final game won't be in the hands of Battle Arena Elites if Klee or Daplu could not possibly end this one. And now, right outside of smoke, it will be the perfect spray coming in for Sophia 666 to be able to fly the flag high for the Malaysian side as well as Oceania. Well, of course, it wouldn't be showing up just yet, but the champions of the entirety of PCS3 Asia Pacific will go down in the hands of Thailand, Buram United Esports.
Wow, what a journey has this been here. Buram United Esports makes history for Thailand, taking the champion here from PCS2 APAC region Season 3. They've got second, they've got third, and now finally taking the #1 spot here in PUBG PC history. My goodness, we have finally seen it happen. The dream is real. The only team in PCS APAC that has ever been able to sit on all 3 places of the podium has finally done it, Contra. It has been a crazy journey.
I gotta say, they better add another star on their emblem itself, and we have a magnificent run. It started off with LG Divine taking a big shutdown upon the likes of Sharper Esports, but it's Daytrade Gaming on the other side, almost getting run over, but it was Mad Dog that will be pincered out, and this is the defining moment. Battle Arena Elites start off with this show-stopping lead here by taking out LG Divine, the possible best team of Vietnam, and their hopes were depleted. Not only that, they went in for DXG, and finally, even Buriram United was not being left off, and down towards the top 4, it was all said and done. They have the most members to close out the game, and eventually, they will be able to pick up the final chicken dinner in PCS3.
My goodness, what an amazing journey for all this team from all around APAC in PCS3. But nevertheless, Buriram United Esports made things happen for Thailand as they are going to be the champions of PCS3, their first ever championship title they have been yearning for 3 seasons. They finally did it. They have done it. And it is really a sentimental moment for them, I believe, if we are able to see the reactions, because they have tried so many seasons, and nevertheless, they finally did it. But for those of you who wants to know the official standings here, this is going to be the stats here coming from PCS3 APAC Day 6 Match 24, with Battle Arena Elites closing the final game with the chicken dinner with 14 kills, 24 points. Unicorn Cyber Denang on 2nd place with 16 points. Magic Esports on 3rd place with 13 points. Buriram United Esports with the takedown against LG Divine, and also, the takedown against Division X Gaming here will be on 4th place with 3 kills and 7 points in total. Daytrade Gaming on 5th place with 5 kills and 6 points. Fury on 6th place with 6 points. From the Future on 7th place with 5 points. And LG Divine on 8th place with 4 points here, Contra.
Yeah, and it definitely has been quite a closure and conclusion to the entirety of the event. And once again, shout out to all the top 16 teams out there, as we see from United Esports taking the most points out of every single one of these competitors out there, with 221 kills and 82 in terms of placement points. They have been absolutely tactical. Even the likes of LG Divine with 5 chicken dinners, they could not seem to close out the games like they wish. And even Division X Gaming, they were on the rise, but the efforts were great. Fury reclaimed their composure to be able to actually get themselves back and towards the top 4 at the very least, with 174 and 159 for Cerberus Esports to make up the top 5. A real close call for those in the middle of the pack, as we see 151 for Sharper Esports, 137 being shared by both From the Future as well as Angel Alliance. Meanwhile, Magic Esports, Battle Arena Elites will make up the top 9 and top 10 respectively, with the same amount of kills for 2 of these teams. Purple Mood, Victim Rise, Hydra Gaming, Daytrade Gaming, Unicorn Cyber Denang, as well as Team Ferox will conclude the entirety of the leaderboard. So thank you all for participating in the PCS3 APAC, and each one of them will be walking away with respective breakdowns of the prize pool, as well as the sales of a 12.5%. For those of you guys who have been supporting your favorite team, you guys are the MVP. And of course, we definitely thank all of you for tuning in for the entirety of the run, whether you guys just joined us for today or you guys have started off from day 1 of the competition itself. You guys have been an absolutely pleasure to have on our broadcast every single day. And also, big shout out to the side of PUBG Corporation, Geek Events, and also KK Revolution, as well as Cause and Effect, for providing us this platform. So later on, we'll be also covering the stats for our top 5 players of each category.
Yeah, and I believe it's been a really long journey for all these teams playing here in PCS3 here, and hopefully things will be better because we are going to be expecting the globals coming up, invitations in South Korea. But here's going to be the stats for you guys here, as Fury topping the entire damage here, as Fury tries their best to make it towards the top 3, unfortunately does not have enough points to push their way to top 3, will be on top 4 here. So that's going to be Ronan with 531 damage total done here. Cleon from Unicorn with 491 damage done. Tonke from Magic Gaming going to be having 430 damage done here. And by far one of the most consistent player throughout the entire tournament as well. In all maps considered here, has been in the mark for quite some time. And Basil will be on the 4th place here from Cerberus Esports and Buriram United Esports. Noadra. What a dominant performance for them, because the champion team, man, my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, here, this is going to be the overall damage out of all the games here in PCS3, with Long K taking the highest damage done in the entirety of every single game with 6,951 damage here. And I love the grid thumbs up there. I'm the best, and he is number 1.
Yeah, I gotta say that Long K is definitely just the highest damage overall, but Kim Siva came in really closely, just a less than 100 points short against Long K, who has been able to pull Sharper Esports all the way up there. Gotmiel as well as ED has been relatively consistent with 6.4k being done by both members of Buriram United, and not forgetting Tonke. You can't really say he's a brother of the side of Long K because they're from different countries, but here are your top 5 players in terms of kill numbers being achieved, and you gotta give it up to Edie, as he has been able to clutch so many moments and rape 42 kills in the process, where his KDA over the past 24 games is kind of like an average of 2 kills per game, while Tonke will walk away with 37 for himself, 36 for Long K, and Kim Siva with 34 and 33 for Fergus. And these are the names to be remembered in the history books of the PUBG Continental Series 3 itself. And with that, we definitely will thank all of them for giving us the absolute joy of witnessing the best of the best compete in the APAC region of PUBG.
It has been a great journey for some of these teams here, but Buriram, this is something that I think their grandparents, their parents, their family, their future kids is going to be happy about here, especially the guys from Buriram United, because they've got 3rd place, they've got 2nd place, they've got 1st place now, finally, after this long journey, Contra. It's great to see some of these teams playing back in action here. Hopefully, we will be able to see more of them coming in the global series coming up next year in February. So stay tuned and prepare, because we are going to be looking at the best and the best from all regions, going to be duking it out potentially in the February region here. Contra, any final thoughts here?
Well, I gotta say that I definitely look forward for the PGIS that will be happening in 2021 February onwards, where the top teams all around the globe will be competing for that huge sum of 3.5 million US dollars up for grabs. And also, thank you guys for tuning in from the start all the way to the finish. And all of this is organized by PUBG Corporation, presented by Geek Events, supported by K&K Revolution and Cause and Effect. From myself, I also would like to thank all of you guys who have been able to catch all these sort of action. And of course, thank you for joining the live side with me as well, ICBaby12. So with that, we'll be closing off the entirety of the evening. It has been a pleasure to be casting on this test, and we'll see you guys for the next big tournament. So to that, we'll welcome you to the upcoming seasons of the 2021 PUBG Esports. And till then, we'll bid you farewell.